Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Terminus podcast. This is episode number 98 for the weeks of... Whoops, I didn't change the date. May 5th, 2018. Let me fix that
Cinco
real
de
quick.
Mayo.
Cinco de Mayo.
Yay!
I am your dispatcher, Ellis, otherwise known as Train Man, and with me I have my engineers, Jader, Milky, and Eric.
Hey, I'm back? Wait a
We
minute.
need to start a tally for you. And with us as our guest brakeman this week, we have Pester.
Hello again.
And
Hello, darkness, my old
we
friend.
had quite some stuff go on between last episode and this one, and you will see after the train terminates at this station.
At the rail yard.
Oh, alright, well, it would appear that today we are observing Alpha play Rolling Line, which I believe is what people are saying is the death of model railroading.
Thank you.
Soon TM. Yeah, by people, we just mean Pester.
Hi.
The crazy Canadians.
There's
Who
more
also
than
gets
one
a
of them?
point because he admitted that he's going to be playing Open TTT. Shame, shame, shame.
Not completely.
Doesn't matter. Anyway, we're going to start with the Class 1 Mantle of Responsibility,
Oh,
which
dear Lord.
just before I get started, I'm going to copy and paste it directly into the cargoes, because it is way too much to give everything individual, like titling and stuff, which I normally do. I usually give it like, oh, CP does this, CSX does this.
CP still have the highest stock value? I haven't checked
I
in a
don't
while.
I don't know.
Put it
Go
this
and
way,
check
there-
that while I talk about this then. The
There have been,
first
what?
accident that happened was back on April 15th, which was CP... Let's see what they did. Also, there are like no autoplay videos in this whole thing, which makes me very happy. CP freight train derailed at Alith Yard on Sunday. Dozen cars left the track. 2 intersections closed. No risk to the public. Nothing real exciting. Immediately after that, CSX had their first derailment, the first of 5,
Oh boy.
where they dropped an engine down the side of an embankment after derailing a coal train, which every single other car stayed upright, but they managed to dump a diesel down the side of an embankment. And
Sounds
they
like
also
CSX.
managed to not spill any fuel while doing that, so
That's
I
good.
guess they're getting better at it. They're getting better at crashing.
Not so
Uh,
much as smashing and explosions, but
yeah.
hey.
And then the fateful happening. KCS derailed on April 16th,
What?
It's the same
dumping
day as
over
CSX.
7 cars of grain, which, quote unquote, they said it became dislodged. And there were no, it blocked the street, but they were able to open it up after about 2 hours, and they dumped a bunch of corn everywhere. Let's see, what was next? What was after that? There was a derailment on the 18th, which was Union Pacific's first derailment of this stretch. One train hit the back of another train that was stopped at a train yard. Stop doing that.
Sorry.
Someone brushing their teeth.
No.
If that's the sound that it makes when you brush your teeth, I am concerned.
With sandpaper.
Yeah.
I'm building a house.
Okay, Jack. So conductor and engineer were cut out of the train, out of the second train, and were taken to the hospital, but they're now in stable condition. And they really piled up a whole bunch of intermodal containers.
Yeah,
Like they made a real
Wait a minute.
stack of them.
Wait a minute. My package was on that train.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when you get on the tracker, like, UP dropped your package. Hold on, we're making a new one. Next was Canadian National.
Oh, no.
with a derailment in Detroit. Cause not
Ow.
yet known, no injuries reported. And it was a bunch of, let's see. It was a bunch of, I don't know what it was. There are
Yeah,
no
it does
pictures
say.
of it. There are no pictures. I thought there was another one that was auto racks and they caught on fire. We'll get to that one. So that was the 19th. And then following that,
what-
the next accident was on the 22nd, which was also Canadian National. It was near the Texas Viaduct, or Texas Side Viaduct, I'm not sure. It was a bunch of crude oil cars that just tipped over,
That's
which
what it's
is miraculous that this article is so short and it's not like, it exploded, everybody died. So,
Yeah.
it was okay, it just looks a little bit, like, rough. There are a whole bunch of trucks on the tracks, and then tanks tipped over.
And they're just taking a nap.
Yeah, so after the
Sweet.
22nd, Canadian Pacific derailed on the 23rd, west of Kamloops.
Kamloops.
No
Kamloops.
leaks. Derailed cars remained upright. Really kind of boring, actually. Boring derailments.
Okay, boy.
We haven't gotten any of the exciting ones yet.
Well, I
23, and then
feel
there was
coming up.
there was one of the 28th, which was Canadian National again. This was a train full of sulfur, which
Ooh.
Oh, no.
it's not, dangerous, but you don't want to spill sulfur everywhere.
I don't think you do. That would be bad.
14 cars derailed, no injuries or threat to public safety. Thankfully,
That's-
they didn't dump 14 cars of sulfur into a river. Cause derailment is under investigation. And okay, what's next? So that was the 28th. That's all the ones for the Canadian railroads. There was another one on the 30th. It was CSX. So there was another one on the 30th. Summers County, CSX officials confirmed crews worked until Monday morning to clear and repair the scene of a Saturday train derailment. Yeah, nothing interesting there.
Just 7 cars.
Yeah, is that? I guess. Wait a minute.
What?
30 on Monday. Oh, this is okay. Never mind. We have the same accident reported twice.
Ah.
It's the same as the one that was on the. No. I'm sorry. No. That happened on the 28th. Okay, it was just a sort of weird coincidence. Yeah, never mind. They did derail 5 times. I'm not losing my mind over that. UP derailed a second time on the 30th, which was 3 cars. Whoop-de-doo. Although it says 3 cars, it looks to me like 3 engines, including one that's like trying to Tokyo drift. There's one small picture of it, and it's a GATX engine, I think. Yeah, it is, which looks like it split a switch.
Ooh.
But it didn't. It just looks like it did. It didn't. Upon zooming in, there's no track there. It just left the track. So there's that. 3 cars.
Wanted to be a car.
The following day, they did it again. The I-20 detoured east of Barstow after Tuesday train derailment. Struck a water truck. 4 locomotives and 25 to 30 cars derailed. That's
Holy
a
crap.
lot of stuff on the ground.
That's not good.
Jesus.
Jesus.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
That's a fender bender.
It was
That
so
was a
deep.
fender bender.
People
Okay,
said
and then
Jesus at once. Jesus.
The third, okay, this is the one with the fire. CSX derailed a bunch of things, 16 cars and 2 locomotives. No hazardous materials involved, but gas tanks of automobiles transported to exploded and were ignited. Yeah. So that was something. There are these pictures of these warped auto rack cars. That's another expensive one. Whenever somebody crashes an auto rack, I feel real bad because that's a lot of money down the drain.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Trail derailment that injured 2. Freight train that derailed in northern Indiana, injuring 2 crew members and leaving a trail of damage, occurred in the wake of severe thunderstorms. Occurred after a wave of severe thunderstorms had swept the area, CSX said Thursday. 30 loaded cars and 2 locomotives derailed. Nothing else exciting, I guess. None of the cars were carrying hazardous materials. Yeah, I don't know.
And then BNSF, it looks like, had a little bit of an accident.
Yep, and this, again, so this was May 2nd, right? CSX derailed, BNSF derailed, and NS derailed, and that's what kept BNSF and NS from receiving the mantle this week. They were if they hadn't derailed, they would have the mantle. One of them would. Multiple derailed train cars blocking North Main Street knocked out power to 92 people. Derailment cleared by 5 p.m. Boring. NS. Oh, this is why. So, I was like, okay, so KCS derailed this week. Maybe there's a way to shake things up and hand it to somebody else anyway. I see, NS derailed, but it wasn't anything major, but it was on the Northeast Corridor.
Oh.
So, they screwed up SEPTA's schedule and Amtrak's schedule. Derailed cars were the last 2 on the train. They tipped over and spilled their loads on the track.
Oh,
no. Yeah.
And I can only imagine trying to clear that would be really difficult with all the overhead wires.
Yeah. It's tough to get heavy equipment in there to clean that. And they had several tracks out of service after that. And that's why I was looking at the live map of Amtrak a while ago and going, wow, there's a lot of cancellations around Philadelphia. This is why. This is what happened. Anyway, and then the final accident, of course, CSX. It has to be.
Yeah, you have to.
No injuries reported, but train derailment in Gallatin, which is Tennessee. No damage to property in the area, just a bunch of double-stacked cars that are sort of canted to one side. So
that's good, I guess.
Yeah. That's all the things for this week.
That was
for this
pretty
episode.
big list.
That only took 10 minutes to cover. And KCS gets the mantle.
Wait, how does the mantle decided again?
The mantle decided on who derailed least recently.
Oh, okay.
So KCS was the first one they derailed in, mid-April, and everyone else has derailed since then. So
okay.
they have the mantle. It's so annoying because they have such an impeccable record.
They really do.
It almost never gets handed to anybody else. It's maybe happened 1 or 2 times in the span of, this whole.
I think didn't CP get it once?
I think CP got it once and it was brief. I think NS got it once and it was very brief.
I think the one time it was CP is when I was on last. And that's almost a year ago, so
maybe it has something
good job,
to do
CP.
with Canadians. I don't know.
I feel sorry for everyone because I'm dumping pictures.
That's fine.
Yeah, I'm glad we don't have to scroll up to anything.
Yeah.
Oh wait, we do.
Yeah, we do.
We'll have to go. We'll have to get those. We'll have to get our pictures back. But I mean, since you're in the middle of dumping pictures, how about you take away this Trackside Tales bit? Because I don't have much to say on this.
Okay. Well, then I guess I'll start from the top of my photo dump.
Oh God, hold on.
Oh, here we go.
In the beginning.
In the beginning, the universe was created.
Yeah.
There was a big bang.
Nobody thought it was good.
It's made a lot of people
No.
very angry.
Agree.
And is widely regarded
It
as
was
a
a bad
move.
decision.
Yeah.
but
Hitchhikers
anyways.
is great.
All
On
right.
my train route, I made a little road that's drivable by a Model A. So I did some little fanning with that.
Yeah. Is that 60? Yeah, it is.
Yep.
Give us our engine back. Send it to Rhode Island. It
Rhode
was
Island
born
wanted
here.
it.
It belongs here.
Wait. Not that 60.
Not that 60. Different 60. What 60 is that?
Oahu Railway 60.
Oh God damn it!
Oh,
Oahu.
Wahoo!
Baldwin.
a new Mario
Okay.
game.
Woohoo!
No.
And then I got quite a bit of work done on my Sumter Valley caboose that I've been modeling.
Oh yeah, no, I saw this. I'm excited for that. Has it made it into the game without exploding yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
That's very damn.
Not yet. And then I went up to Portland for a day because of a hospital visit. So I took some cool photos of the Portland streetcar and Telecom Crossing.
Ding.
Ding.
Ding a ding ding.
And then took a
Hold on,
photo of
I have to open all these individually. Hold on. I'm
I'm
trying to keep up with you talking. It's better at the beach, apparently.
Oh,
Okay,
wow,
continue.
just keep going and going and going.
It's a gift that keeps on giving. Today I was up at the museum getting recertified again on our double-decker from England.
Whoa.
And we got the shipping container house for free.
Yeah. House?
So we were out and about moving that.
You got a shipping
Wait a
container
minute.
house?
Yeah, it had like a sliding glass door on the front.
What the hell? Okay, I'm
What?
looking at it.
Okay.
Okay.
Mad.
You gonna live in it?
Yeah, we got that. The
Send
guy
it,
that
send it
does
to
does
Weibold
it
so he can
college
live in it.
and everything.
What?
to See him.
Not you, other Weibold. The
Oh,
real
okay.
one.
Oh, alright.
No, that is the real one. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Totally the real Weibold.
Blah, blah, blah.
One of the
Pearl
days
Harbor.
on my coast trip, I went to
Pearl Harbor.
where I gotta ride the trolley and get a behind-the-scenes tour of their steam locomotive that they're fixing out there.
Cool. I'm trying to
Which
find a
is
good
a
picture. of it.
282 kind of little engine. I think it has like 44-inch tribers. It's adorable.
Pearl Harbor.
It's in about 1,000 pieces, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
I'm,
basically
I'm,
1361.
I was trying to find a picture of the engine, and then it occurred to me that there isn't one. It's pictures of the different pieces of the engine. There's a pretty solid picture of the boiler and firebox and running board, which
I
looks like it's
believe in
made out
there
of plastic.
there's a few pictures of the actual engine on like signs and whatnot.
Oh, there it is. Okay, that is adorable. It's a 282? Yeah, it is.
Yep. Santa Maria Valley 21. One
Okay.
of four engines from that railroad still around. Steam engines.
That's pretty cool.
Out of
And oddly enough, 3 of them are in the state of Oregon, even though it was a California railroad.
Well, it's not like you're that far away. It'd be
couple
weird if it would be weirder if it was like a Illinois railroad or
It's like
something.
4449's in Oregon, so if that's there, it shouldn't be too bad.
Yeah.
I feel like I just pissed off a whole bunch of people.
Yeah, you probably did.
4449's a good
Welcome to the
engine, okay?
podcast, Pastor.
For all those
And I-
who now hate me, 4449 is a good engine if you ask me.
Good.
Yeah.
It is.
No one will kill me now.
Big orange lad.
You will not be dead.
4449 is arguably the best looking surviving Northern.
Yeah.
I would beg to differ because of Canadian National 6400, but she's still
Which
good.
is that one?
That's the bathtub one.
No.
I guess someone doesn't like bathtubs.
No.
I'll stick with my showers, thank you.
I'd love to see shower streamlining on an engine.
What could that look like?
I don't know. I guess we got to make it.
The
Yeah,
inverter
we got-
shower.
Why aren't we funding this?
Why aren't we calling up Union Pacific? 'Cause that's the only railroad left that really did streamlining well, ish. I don't know. Southern Pacific's dead. It's a send.
What did they
No,
stream? What does UP really streamline?
you'll see. They have one engine that looks like the Mercury.
Yeah, what is it, the 49er? Yeah, the 49er, I think.
Yeah,
But that's it.
49
Or we could just
Mountain.
resurrect a better railroad and make them streamline something.
I guess we.
Pansy,
Inverto-Shower.
pansy, pansy.
Union
Yes.
Pacific has a pretty good diesel streamliner set.
Would the way to do that just be like you just take a shower hood and a shower head and just make that the, make
So
that
wait,
the
does that make
the
the
stack?
does that make the Does that make what's it called? The 20th Century Limited shower streamliner. It did have good
That's
streamliner.
some food for thought right there.
That's what they had for
Shower thoughts.
Yeah.
literal.
Shower streamlining thoughts. Alright, anyways, let's continue with this.
Also,
Continue with
there's
the section.
Thought.
there's
Shall-
Union Pacific's steam engine. I'm just
Let me
posting
scroll
it now.
down to it.
Yeah. It's on there. Sure.
I kind of like it. It kind of reminds me of the 400s
just-
from Chicago Northwestern.
It's right under the.
It looks like a
pictures of
chocolate
the-
bar. I've seen this before. I remember seeing it now and being like, why is it smooth?
Yeah, they said Union Pacific said, oh well, one day we'll have 13 car streamliners going across the United States. I'm like, that kind of came true, but not in the way I thought it would.
Yeah.
Because we got EMD instead of actually like really like EMD is good looking. Don't get me wrong, but it's not interesting like the big grills on the front of streamliners. It's cool, yes,
Grilled
but
boy.
it's not. It's not.
Imagine,
the
imagine how many birds you'd have to pick out of that thing after a
Yeah.
run.
Too many.
Oh, you should see the birds that get the splatted on the nose of the Tasha Bays.
Ooh.
They're just going along and then the driver just turns on the wipers, wipes off the bird,
Yeah.
and then everything's fine.
We talked about I don't know, something a while ago. I remember I had a picture of some, European electric locomotive that was just like splattered with blood.
Yeah, it's
It
happening.
hit
Yeah,
a
that
deer.
happened.
Oh, well, it's worse. It's worse than that's better than what happens been happening with all the Bright Line trains lately.
We get to talk about that later. Oh,
Yeah.
we didn't even go and get the articles. All right, Milky, you keep talking. We need to snack articles
Anyways,
still.
yeah, they had the newly constructed tender for the steam engine outside, which is right in front of the old tender, because they had completely refurbished it. And behind the trolley barn, they keep the story of the trolley, was this hood, the front end for an SD9 locomotive.
Oh yeah, hold on. Let me see if I can grab this picture too.
Yeah.
Oh no, I hit page
Something.
down. Oh wait, does page up work on this? Hold on. No. Ah, boo. Oh yes, it does. I can
yeah.
scroll so fast.
It was. It was off of a Portoma Bay SD9 that got cut up a few years ago, and I did not expect to find it there. But
Well, what's this doing here?
yeah,
The end of the
I was like,
locomotive.
is that what I think it is? I take a picture of it, and I'm like, oh yeah, whip.
Rip.
And the same group that owns the steam engine also owns the combine coach behind it. And they want to fix that up in one of the excursion trains between Astoria and some point east. Exciting.
Some point east. And over
It's
there.
east somewhere. It's over there. So just over the hill.
Somewhere over the
Wanna
rainbow.
run it between here and Portland, Maine.
Where's here? I don't know. Oh, the proper transcontinental. America finally builds a proper transcontinental railroad. Good job, Canada did it, and did it way before you did. Shit talking about Canada. Shit talking
It's
about
okay.
Canada. It's great.
No.
Enough. And then I went to a museum in the town that we were actually in for vacation, Seaside. And they had some helpful information on the railroad there that paralleled the highway. And I have some photos of that. And then there's a few things on the Portoma Bay. Particularly, there was an RDC that I don't think I sent a picture up here, but I can grab real fast.
Oh crap! I forgot to point it out. During the BNSF derailment,
Oh yeah.
in the article they referred to it as Burlington Northern.
Yes!
I knew Milky would get a kick out of that. I saw that and went, "Oh, Milky would like this."
Yes! BN!
BN back from the dead.
It's hilarious.
But there's the RDC that they have. out in front of their shops. It doesn't operate under its own power, but they use it.
Yeah, that's because it's an RDC.
I know I have my rant about streamliners, but there's the prime. There's the one of the most beautiful of them all, the Denver Zephyr.
And I think that has been the quick 10-minute summary of a 4-day long trip.
It's a 4-day long adventure. Well, I had my probable last day as president of the NBNW. So, you know, I might be bringing somebody else down later, but I packed up Lee and Bell and I took them out and they're in their boxes over here, and you know, it's been a fun 4 years being here and you know, hanging out at the NBNW and stuff.
You can come back as alumni though.
Yeah, I can, and it's nice. And I will probably, because I'm on the email list, I might come back for like an operating session or something, because the operating sessions are great. You know, running that railroad like that. But other than that, I have wanted to go rail fanning. I probably will in the next couple of weeks because I can. I have time now. I also started filming Transport Fever again because I want to get through all those campaign missions. Speaking of, because Pester, you just mentioned the TGV. I'm in the mission with the TGV in Transport Fever right now.
Oh.
Spoilers. I guess.
You need to do a multiplayer Open TTD session once, though.
I don't feel like it.
Open TTD is a good game, okay?
Yeah.
I know. I've had it installed for years. I've just never actually used it.
You should.
Nah.
You can get mods that give you very realistic North American sets. I've actually talked to the guy who makes the North American set.
Ooh.
Yeah. I just wish honestly I don't know. It's the fact that it's as gridded as it is and as, you know, small of sprites as it is that turns me off. I'm normally not one to care about pixeliness, but growing up on Locomotion, it's like I know what this game should be.
OpenTTD makes up for its graphics in gameplay and like pathfinding, because I heard because I have a friend who plays the Locomotion.
If you want to talk about the pathfinding, you can go and watch some of my old Locomotion videos. Good lord.
I remember watching those when you didn't make this.
But then again, that said, through everything, through Locomotion, through trains, through anything, the best pathing I've ever seen for trains in a game is in Factorio. Trains in Factorio work like trains should work in Locomotion.
OpenTTD's pathfinding is absolutely stellar.
Yeah, it's pretty good. But yeah. I have had some hiccups where they get stuck.
It's more of whenever there's a hiccup, it actually is it's your fault. It's your fault. It's never the train fault. It's always your fault. Anyways, keep going. Yeah,
no. I got back into Transport Fever, and yeah, it's still fun. They just released a huge performance patch for it.
That's good.
So it runs a lot better than it did. Although I didn't really have that much of an issue with it. Some people certainly did, and I definitely was going to eventually, because as time goes on in that game, it gets harder and harder to run because there are more people to be simulated. And I don't know. I'm just like, I want to get through all these so that I can go through the whole Steam workshop and download all the things.
We have to finish the scenarios before you can start downloading stuff?
Well, see, what I told myself was when I was going through, recording, I was like, I want to go through all the scenarios and then start a big, then start a large world with all these mods. With as much stuff I can pull from the Steam Workshop as I can.
Yeah,
and
be careful there.
Since I'm still going through the scenarios, I don't want to start installing things that might interfere with them. So I want to get those all out of the way, and then when I'm done with that, then I'm going to go scour the Steam Workshop for things.
Yeah, if I'm for OpenTTD, because it's such a simple game, you can. No, I took one in the morning. You can layer things so much, like with modding, you don't have to worry about overloading the game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I'm not worried about overloading it. I don't want to have like a, something that I shouldn't have appear in a
Oh yeah, sprites.
campaign mission.
Yeah. Overlapping sprites. I've had you get that in OTD all the time.
No, not
Yeah.
not literally appear, as in I could buy something I shouldn't be able to have in a campaign mission.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
Okay. Anyway, what else? What's everybody done in the world of their own train loving?
To
I've
talk
done
to the
things.
real Weibold, please press #9.
Please
Well,
press
the wheels
491.
stand up.
Extension
I've been
491.
doing other things, so haven't.
Well,
been
shame on
able
you!
to-
How dare you have a life? We don't approve of that
How
around
dare-
Actually,
here.
it's not entirely life. It's just other fandoms.
I
We're farmers.
took
We're not
some
supposed to have
measurements
lives.
today on the 1067, which is the interurban car that I've been fixing up. I've been trying to fix up.
Mhm.
Particularly because a bit of the floor is missing in it, so I did measurements to figure out how much was missing. And a little bit of the roof is missing too.
Well,
And what else is missing? Oh yeah, some of the support frames under it.
I mean, honestly, if you've got more roof than floor, you're still probably fine.
Yeah,
Well, because then you can't stand under the parts that have no roof. Because there's no floor there. You're all good.
Ah,
that's about all that I did today.
I added some roads in Tobrand. I
Ah,
realized there were
yeah.
there were some connections that were kind of needed, so I just tore out a huge section for us to put a new road in.
Connections
Just like-
consumers.
This needs to happen, I guess. But anyway, yeah, that's all that fun stuff. I haven't really gone back to that. I was playing Transport Fever instead.
What the fuck was that?
It's me.
That was me. Sorry, briefing.
Oh, actually,
No,
here's,
that's that.
here's the exciting thing. Also, I like how in this game you were not a person; you were just a belt. You were just a belt with procab stuck in it. It's so weird. Even the shadow of you is not the shadow of a person; it's the shadow of a belt.
I think it's because
Wait,
it's
what game is
supposed to be a VR game too.
In whatever this game is,
Rolling Thunder.
rolling line.
Oh, rolling
Thunder.
line. Yeah, you are a belt.
You are a belt.
It's because it's VR. It's
Yeah.
supposed
Still, though, you could do to have, hands or a shadow that wasn't a belt.
to.
I don't know.
I've
Anyway,
always wanted to be a belt.
I've always wanted to be
I always wanted to be.
They said that could be anything, so it became a belt.
I want to
Uh,
be a cowboy, baby.
I want to be a
God.
cowboy's belt.
There's a snake in my boot.
Alright, moving.
I want to be a cowboy.
We're taking this too far, everyone.
Night,
everybody.
Bye, everybody. Have a great day.
Goodness gracious.
Okay, stuff I've done.
Yeah, what have you done?
Yeah,
I have
well,
an exciting announcement, but you go, and then I'll
What?
say my thing, which will prepare everyone for next week.
Okay, so what was it? I can't remember if I talked about this last podcast, but I got hired to do a DCC install for a guy,
Woo.
Oh yeah, yeah.
and just
I'm not sure if
just
that
the
was
other
on the
day we got together, we worked out what decoder he wants and what price. I'm kind of bummed he doesn't want sound because that's one, I was looking forward to doing sound, and two, that's more money,
That's more money for
more
you.
profit. Yeah,
Well, you need to schmooze him. You need to get him to want it.
I mean, I tried, but he's like, no, they're old Bachmans. I'm not going to put like $200 worth of sound into them.
Make the DCC.
Well,
cost
you
more
can.
than
You
the
should
engine.
say, well, it'll only be 175. I'm not gonna put $200 of sound on them. Oh, so that's your high. Let me, we can talk. We can talk down from there.
True. I mean, I don't know. Maybe if I get a pair of these F units for myself, I'll end up putting sound in them because there's plenty of room.
Well, good. And then every time you two are together, if he takes his F units out, you take your F units out and be like, "Oh, these sound pretty good, huh?"
Yeah.
No, I love going to the Kokoskian Club because, I mean, what was it? Most of the guys there are like older school basic DCC, and then even like, Tsunami sound. And then I show up with my WoW sound stuff, and they're like, wow.
Wow.
Literally. Literally.
Lives
Oh,
up
it's
to
done its
its name.
job.
Lives up to its name.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, I was legitimately surprised.
Sounds.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, just cue the locomotion wow sound.
Wow.
Although they added that to OpenTTD, and now it's so irritating.
That'd be great.
Good. Enjoy.
Except they have the ooh.
No, I got in a wow once or twice.
Wow.
I've got an ooh.
Or when you have like a bunch of things coming out at once. Wow, 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 wow. You're just mashing spacebar like, shut up.
It's like woo, 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 woo.
No, but now it alternates, so you get ooh wow, ooh wow, ooh wow, ooh wow. Shut up, gang.
Are there fireworks?
No, there isn't. It's not roller coaster.
Wow, wow,
Ooh,
wow,
wow.
wow, wow.
Ooh wow.
It's like a
Wow.
police siren.
Get an audible
Wow,
wow.
wow.
I'm not a Yeti. Anyway. Okay, anything else? What else have people done?
Scratch building.
Scratch building.
Right. This is sort of train related, but not really.
Tren.
Right. So for my senior English project, we had to read a book, and you had to research an aspect related to it. My book is the book Thief. Any of you guys read it?
I've
No.
not read it, but I know about it.
I'm reading in English. I'm reading Great Expectations by Charles Dickens.
I have the DVD of that animated movie.
I feel like I should just watch it and like say.
I watched
oh, yeah,
like
I
the
read it.
first 5 minutes, and I was like, "This seems boring."
Well, thanks for telling me I have to read the entire thing.
I mean, I haven't read it. It might be better in book form.
We'll see. Anyways, keep going. Sorry for interrupting.
No, you're good. Anyway, we had to research something relating to the book, and I decided to research daily life in 1940s Germany. And we had to come up with some way to present that. You can do pretty much anything.
Mhm.
And I
Interpretive
decided
dance.
to make a model of the of the town that it takes place in, which is the
Okay.
fictional town of Mulching. I probably said that wrong. Bible.
I don't know. I'm not liable.
He admits
next time he's
it.
here. Next time he's actually here, I'll ask him. Anyway, I'm making a model of Mulching, Germany, and as we speak, I'm putting together the main character's house out of foam core board, and I bought a bunch of like styrene and all that crap today.
Oh wait.
Yeah, I'll keep you all updated.
Yeah, send pictures when it's done,
Yeah.
I will.
and then
I have about 2 weeks to get everything done.
pretty good
Good
time.
luck.
I mean, knowing you with your scenery,
Yeah.
scenery speed, it's gonna be done tomorrow.
No,
No.
it'll
Well,
probably be
that's
done like the
scenery
day
speed, not
before.
building speed.
Yeah, that's just painting. That's just sitting in one place and painting. It doesn't cost me anything except time.
Yeah, Bob Ross.
And if anyone listened to Hamilton, they know time is very important. Only be a matter of time.
But yeah. Hopefully this works.
Sorry, I've been listening to Hamilton a lot. That's one of the many
It's
things
a-
I've been doing.
It's okay, I feel you. I will pull up the soundtrack now and then to listen to.
I was
it's
listening
totally
to it
worth
today.
I
Anyways,
have to make that my termination now. But, okay.
what,
We'll
the
get to it
Hamilton
when we get
soundtrack?
to it, but it's-
Anyways,
Anyway, yeah.
I'm sorry.
Anyway, is anybody have anything else, or is it time to move on?
Well, I guess the most interesting thing that I've done recently is gone and back Fireball Island, an 80s board game on Kickstarter.
What does that have to do with trains?
It doesn't, but that's the most interesting thing that I've done.
All right,
That is
you're getting a
literally
point.
the most interesting thing that I've done.
Point for self-promotion of something that's not.
trains. What have I done?
See the rose on my own.
Have I ever talked about how I completely recreated the the Southwest Chiefs Amtrak set for HO.
No.
No.
Kavan does stuff like that.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
bought a whole set of the Southwest Chief off this one guy who was trying to dump his collection. Just the complete Southwest Chief.
I
But the
should buy
problem is
complete, like,
the two. Sorry, you go.
no.
The two P42s aren't synced, so I can't actually run them. So I'm just kind of like shortening the set to run one P42.
Aw.
Oh, it's the.
If you've got a
Walthers.
Oh, wait a minute. I have something related to that.
what?
I grab a picture. Amtrak was running a weird train today.
What kind of weird
They-
train?
They had two P42s on the front, 4 superliners, and a P42 on the back subbing. I have no idea what it was for.
The superliners
Why
were
they
full of
did it.
lead, actually.
They were full of politicians. Wait.
Wait.
Anyways, in the
Wouldn't that be lighter because of hot air?
Oh,
Oh, good point.
anyways, there's the weirdest Amtrak train I've ever seen today. Yeah, just two P42s, 4 superliners, and the P42 subbing.
Wait,
My
Oh,
best
I have to train
guess
stuff.
would be
That's a nice freight train you got there.
yeah. The
Yeah,
Amtrak
that's-
train that you're talking about is way in the background.
Yeah.
Did it stop or did it just sort of like
unfortunately, I
mosey on
didn't
through?
station in time to catch the passenger train.
Oh,
That was so I had to settle for that.
1 second. I realize I have been doing train stuff. I've been drawing train stuff.
oh,
No, the comic died months ago. I'm sorry.
rip. Rip in peace, comic. I did enjoy the comic. It was entertaining.
I have made some recent stuff. Like it's more of just like one like blurb things.
Mhm.
I can show that, but it's just Penn Central asking for a croissant
Croissant.
Why?
because I can.
Okay.
It's the croissant money.
I'm thinking of changing up the format of the comic and making Penn Central and Conrail roommates.
That doesn't make sense.
No, it
It's not meant to make historical sense. It's just meant to be tomfuckery.
Okay.
And I
Anyway,
saw this unit on the mill BMWs.
There, that's what I've been doing for train stuff. I've been redesigning the LRC to be a 200 mile per hour high speed bullet train.
okay.
That's something.
And there's a custom electric train at the custom electric locomotive at the top.
Cool. Well, I am preparing my grading sheet for the next route review, which is coming soon. TM, which is it's
That's
actually
a
next week.
hell of a lot of Jeeps.
It's actually next week. So
Yeah, they need all that to get over that hill.
whoever submits to me their route, I will be reviewing and I'll be posting that, and I hope it's good.
Also,
TJ,
do you want,
Sorry,
What?
do you want my
go.
little short line? Can't really go
If-
anywhere, but
I mean,
you
if there's
do some
something that
switching.
if you want me to review it, I will gladly review it. TJ was
Okay.
like, "Can you review, my Rhode Island thing?" And I was like, "Don't you just have track over some of it?" It's like, "Yeah."
You've
It's like-
already done 2 reviews of my route, so I'm
Yeah.
stopping for a while.
Oh, I do have a recent Railroads comic that we can do later.
Okay.
This one's like a month ago. It's about Penn Central.
Oh.
I've kind of liked Penn Central's now my favorite character. If you ever want to
Nice.
learn how hard I am on myself, I base Penn Central off myself.
It should just be how hard you are in Penn Central. They deserve it.
I am
Yeah.
Penn Central.
I am Penn Central.
I am
That's
the
my
Senate.
secret cap. Anyway,
But yeah, I
Anything
got
else,
this
or
unit
is it
in the
time?
middle of that train. Like this, our 2050 proudly serving Oregon. So P&W's done up a few units with celebrating their 25th anniversary here.
Yay.
Ooh.
So yay, someone cares.
I'm
We scare
celebrating.
because we care.
didn't scare.
Monsters Inc.
Spooky, scary, skeleton.
And then there's just another picture
Shivers down your spine.
on that train.
Spooky, scary Conrail.
Looks like in the
Shivers
city.
down.
We don't.
And shivers down your track.
A
It's
free
like
merger, yay!
great. In that during that ski days, they had nothing but like, about the same amount of SD9s pulling this train.
SD9s.
Oh.
Oh, someone passed out.
But yep,
He fainted.
Too much
SD9s are
fun.
just that horrific.
No, they're like love.
SD Nyan.
What is love?
Baby, don't hurt.
SD9.
train. That's
SD9.
just decided to show up while I was at the station waiting.
So,
Okay.
is it time?
Is it time?
Is it time?
I want
think
to
it's
think
time.
about
10:30. So yes.
No, it can't.
Finally. Finally.
It's time for.
It's my turn.
It's
It's time for.
as far as guest locomotive versus go, that was pretty solid.
Thank you.
Better than Dean's.
Yeah, better than Dean's. Eh. All right, and we need to get the pictures again. Hold on. We need to get the pictures again.
In this corner, we have this. In this corner, we have this other guy.
Hold on.
Hold
That guy,
light, boys.
Sam.
Ow.
In this corner, we
Actually,
have the
you know
B&O J1. In that corner, we have
No,
some...
I don't want a Pinterest link. Anything but a Pinterest link.
Got the wrong. No, you
And
got the
in
wrong.
the other corner, we have some Canadian Pacific locomotive that is...
The
kind of
Jubilee.
No, you got the wrong Jubilee. I gotta get the F2A, not the F1A.
Damn it.
I'll
Don't worry.
fight that one.
Everyone gets them confused.
No, I'll fight 2929.
no,
Bring it on.
no, you're gonna be fighting Canadian Pacific 3001.
No.
Is that the better one?
It's the faster one.
Look, I sent you the same picture.
Zoosh.
My Skype's not responding,
Oh,
Okay.
no.
so I might dramatically leave the call.
So
while we
go
get-
and fix it, and
Oh,
then
no,
we'll do
it
locomotive.
worked. There we go.
Okay,
back.
there we go.
And there, that's the
Hold
problem.
on, let me open it. Like that. Like
I
so.
think that's Montreal.
3,000 Juan.
Montreal.
Oh, good old Montreal was once the biggest city in Canada. Once.
Oops, I closed
What?
Skype. Hold on.
It was once the biggest city in Canada, and then they passed some weird laws about not letting businesses use forcing businesses to use the French language, and everyone. Then 500,000 people left Montreal for Toronto.
I mean, that's what
Yes.
happens when you
It
become
happened.
French.
500,000 people left Montreal in a year, moved to Toronto. And now Toronto's
Jesus.
Canada. Yeah, that's what happens when you pass laws forcing businesses to use French.
That just happens when
Croissant.
French. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
What the
No, you
hell's
got,
up with
no, you got to say
that area in
croissant.
French anyway.
Croissant.
The
Croissant.
Okay, anyway, in one
The
corner
prim-
we have this ugly bastard, also known as the J1, which would become the first duplex. And in this corner we have a
Another
tin
ugly
can on
bastard.
wheels, also known as 3001, which is a Jubilee. They're both Jubilees.
Jubilee.
This is one of the only Jubilees in the United States, or that was ever built for a U.S. railroad, was the B&O disaster thing. Also, I noticed something else. Oh, never mind, we both have that. Damn it! Okay, who's gonna go first?
You're about to be my truck.
Let's go
Canada.
for the... I was just...
Okay, what are we
crap.
doing?
Okay, so
I
so
don't
you
have one.
you look at the stat page. Do you have the stat
What do
page
I-
open?
Yes, I have the stat page open.
I have a
Okay,
question.
What do I read
Just-
first?
You do whatever you think you're gonna beat me in first. You can't look at my stat page, so you have to just look at the pictures of our engines and think.
I
like,
have a question.
What?
Yes.
What is your loco base ID?
I win! I think I win! I have to win!
113.
112! Yes!
Wow. Wow. Really? By one number? Are you kidding me?
I think that's the closest we've ever been with.
Oh my god.
Victory lap.
Well, of course, the ball's in your court, Canada.
Okay,
Canada, go
one thing
ahead.
I do know that is it on here?
I don't know.
No,
It
it's
has to be-
not.
It has to be on here.
But it's the top speed of this thing. It cracked 114 miles per hour on test run.
Top
Save-
speed
save that
top
for
speed
bonus
usually
points.
we associate
Okay.
top speed a lot of the time with driver diameter, but it depends.
It has. What do we got to start with? Walshart's valve gear.
All right, I also have Walshart's valve here. Okay, my turn.
Okay.
Okay, so looking at this thing, despite the fact that you almost definitely went faster, what is your driver diameter?
Where do I find that driver? Weight on drivers.
It'll be
Driver
geometry
wheelbase?
related and attractive effort. It's
Oh,
like the third
geometry.
section.
Okay, driver diameter 80 inched. Looks of it.
Oh wow, my sense of scale is off. I thought they were even smaller than that, but mine are 84.
Oh.
Tall boy.
I don't know
Which
why
one?
they're so big.
300 pound. 300.
No, no.
Okay.
I won, so I keep going.
Oh.
I don't want to say that. Boiler pressure.
Mhm.
Was that what you were saying anyway? Boiler
Yeah,
pressure.
300 pounds
350.
per square inch. Oof, damn it.
350.
Alright, I'm gonna. Yeah, I don't.
Wow.
This. Yeah, the B&O did some stuff with this.
B&O
Okay,
is
what
wait,
else?
isn't this
Okay, I'm gonna
no,
go.
wait, no, that's a different thing.
I'm gonna go down and start on something else because I don't think I'll win the rest of the things in this section, and I think I see something that I definitely will win in. Firebox area.
Yep.
No, you go first. I asked.
232 square feet.
Oh,
Did I win?
523 square feet.
Jesus Christ.
5.
Get wrecked. Get wrecked.
All right, great area.
55 square feet.
61,
Jesus Christ.
which isn't as
I was
much
thinking
of
the
a murder.
Canadian name was going to kick butt.
Me too.
I was worried. I thought I was gonna lose real bad. Evaporative heating surface.
2,833 square feet.
Yeah, I probably should have checked that I had a much smaller boiler than you. 1780. So you
Yes,
win.
I'm in the lead.
You, you
Well, you're
win.
not
You,
able-
you get to ask questions now.
What I'm gonna do? Attractive effort.
Oh god.
Two. Sorry.
I usually the person who asks says after, so to leave suspense.
26,557.
I somehow still win. 30,370.
Oh yeah,
Where are
this
you getting
is
attractive effort from?
I don't know. Not my gigantic drivers.
concrete. Probably it's like the old
It's
Fairbanks North
concrete.
trick.
It's the lead from earlier.
On the Amtrak train.
Yeah. Well, see, they melted this thing down and turned it into politicians.
And to make sure they want to make sure the whole floor of Congress they filled them with hot air.
Okay, not gonna do that. Not gonna do. Wait, no, maybe I can win at this one. I want to see. Driver wheelbase.
Yep.
No, I
Oh,
asked, so you tell me first.
Okay. 7.67 feet.
7.42.
Ooh.
Even with bigger drivers, they just cram them really close together.
How is this working? Wait, do you win there?
I win.
Yeah,
Because
shorter
it's-
wheelbase
it's-
equals tighter turns.
Yeah, tighter turns. Alright, I'm not gonna ask that.
Wheelbase. Probably.
Tender water capacity?
Tender water. You're asking the Canadian Pacific. Tender water capacity 8,400 gallons.
11,000 gallons. I wasn't sure. We both had kind of small tenders.
It's Canadian Pacific.
Yeah. Well,
So
you have a
that's in my
small-
court now.
No, it's mine. I have more water.
Oh, you
You
have
can
11.
go further.
Yeah, 11,000.
Oh, you have 11,000.
What's your fuel capacity?
12 tons.
14 tons.
Jesus. Canadian Pacific. Well, these things only ran hot shots between Montreal and Toronto, and Winnipeg
Yeah.
and Calgary. So
Well, God knows what the hell this thing did.
Fires.
It sure as hell wasn't look good.
it probably ran
Uh,
from like Washington D.C. to Cincinnati or Chicago.
If it ran anywhere. Probably ran in circles.
You really don't like this.
It looks so bad!
It's ugly.
Yeah. Meanwhile, yeah, Okay, yeah, let's keep going.
Yeah, yours has some streamlining, which is like it's okay, but
Okay.
okay, screw it. Robert Lehman Senior's power computation.
Do.
Where's that?
It's at
That's
the
all
bottom,
at the bottom.
section. If you don't understand how these numbers happen, it's okay. We don't either.
16,000.
It's the first number on
Yeah.
that list.
Oh,
21,000.
no, 16,680.
21,630.
Bye.
Why did I think this?
Wait, do I do it with superheater or without superheater?
No, it was just the first one. I'll do
Okay.
same as above plus superheater percentage. Sure, why not?
Superheater, I have 21,350.
Got 25,700.
Christ.
So the Canadians are not almighty, it turns out. Same as
No
above.
nine should be.
This engine was a failure, just to let you
Same
know.
as above, but substitute firebox area for great area.
Firebox area, but great area. But
Yeah,
where do
it's
I go?
It's
Third
the
one
third
down.
one down there. Below superheater percentage. Below the one that we just did.
Oh, 89,088.
217,830.
What is this engine?
What is this engine?
This engine is like 50% firebox. Look at it.
Now can you... Okay, let's keep going.
Power L1. I'll just finish this section.
Power 1, 73,374.
51,107.
Oh,
Wait, so is that a point on my board?
Bastard.
That's
Is that
Yeah,
me?
no,
Yes.
now it's you have 2 points.
Give
and
it
it's
to
your
him.
turn to ask me questions.
Okay, now I
you
gotta...
know what to do. Bobby.
Engine wheelbase.
Engine wheelbase. Oh god.
You made a mistake.
35.46 feet.
Oh, I got 37, damn it.
Yes.
You
Okay,
made a
actually-
mistake.
That moves. That lets me ask some of the questions that I'm suddenly curious about. So I'll leave the rest of the power. I'll leave the last power computation alone. I don't really care to go back down there. What is your engine weight?
Total engine weight? Wait, total
Yep.
engine weight, no tender.
Yeah, just engine weight.
263,000 pounds.
Wow. 217,000 pounds. I am 50,000 pounds lighter. I will take that. It's all that
Okay.
streamlining. They built
Yeah,
a
it
light
actually
engine
is.
out of lead.
It actually is. The stream. There's like a regular steam locomotive underneath, like with domes and everything.
Well, yeah. God.
It's an ugly motherfucker underneath.
Well, okay, fine. I'll ask this one then. What's your factor of adhesion?
Factor of adhesion.
Close
You
to
Right
want to
above
be
that.
as close to 4 as possible.
Yeah.
Where is it?
It's at the bottom of geometry relating to tractive effort.
4.56.
Wow.
That's not great, but mine is worse. 3.29.
So it's back in my court.
Yeah, it's back at you. You have 3 points against 14.
Good luck.
I gotta
Remember
figure out
how
to
last time
regain-
we had a blowout and we were like, wow, that was really bad. Let's not do that again.
I gotta figure out how to regain some.
I know. I remember that.
Yeah.
I gotta figure out how to regain some points here.
Man, Eric, if only you had decided to represent the B&O thing, you could have redeemed yourself.
Yeah.
So in length, wait,
So
overall
length,
wheelbase, 70 feet, 77.3 feet,
77.3.
0.73 feet.
Oh, your small tender can't save you. 75.87. A little bit smaller, a little bit more nimble.
Wait, you're 75? I'm 70.73.
Oh, 70.73?
Yes.
Oh, I thought you said 77. Oh, crap.
Sorry.
You win then.
Yeah.
I gotta figure out how to get this back.
What is the
Come
little
on.
pendant hanging from the... Hold on, I'm looking at my thing. You figure out what you want to do. Or you can just say, alright, let's move to style points.
I gotta
The
get
call
out.
friend.
Thing is, the friend that I would
I have
call
an
is
idea.
currently in Europe. and it's currently in 5 in the morning there, so I'm not gonna do that. No, it's like 3 in the morning there, so I can't do that.
Well, you guys can ask questions. If you think that.
Okay, minimum weight of whale.
All right.
Minimum weight 101 pound.
You remember how he was 50,000 pounds heavier than I was?
Mhm.
83.
What?
You can go an 83 pounder. Jeez.
Yes.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right. You
my
keep
God.
going though, because that wasn't a question that
What
you
was
asked.
the B&O smoking?
Not
I don't know, but they
answer
had plenty of firebox to do it in.
Clearly.
Okay. Question:
What?
How many were built?
5.
1,
5.
How many are still around?
0. How many are around for you?
0.
Oh, 0. Both 0.
Only the F1As exist. All the F2As were scrapped rather quickly because they're easily replaced by diesels because they're just terrible engines. Although they had really good speed.
I
but
mean,
they're
we
just-
can see that.
All right. What is your tractive effort?
We did that.
Yeah,
oh, you
we-
guys did that. Okay. Never mind. High pressure cylinders then.
17.25 by 28 inches.
Holy crap! This
Are
is
they
the
huge?
closest. This is the closest we've ever had it without tying.
Mhm.
17.5 by 28 inches. I am
Wow.
a quarter of an
God.
inch. Quarter of an inch longer.
Like that makes a difference.
Listen, size matters, Jader.
Wow.
Oh man. Woo.
All right, it's now 16-5. You can surrender anytime you like.
Oh,
No.
wait. What? I got one. All right. This could be a breaker here. Who is your builder?
Montreal Locomotive Works.
You know.
Montreal
You guys
Loco-
decide who wins that one. I don't know who would win
Okay,
that one.
I think it'd be Montreal Locomotive
I
Works.
guess
Mont-
because it's
no,
not
Montreal
a homebrew.
Locomotive Works ran for over 100 years.
Yeah, no, I'll give you that because it's not a homebrew. This thing was a mess.
Montreal Locomotive Works ran for 100 years, building countless engines, even the LRC and the turbo train, and still runs to this day under Bombardier. So basically, the Sala Express is an Alco. Bombardier bought Alco's assets. Basically, it was the assets of Alco was split between General Electric and Bombardier.
Oh, okay.
There's two
Anyway,
weeks
all right.
now.
Is it anything else you'd like to ask, or should we go just down
have we
points?
have we done everything under heating ability?
No, we haven't.
No, we haven't.
Superheater surface. That's it.
I was
All
just
right.
gonna-
Mine is 415. What's yours?
1100.
Holy
1100 for superheating
What?
surface? Holy crap!
This is why Canadian Pacific engines have records. Their superheaters are fucking huge.
Yeah,
Combined
well, you
heating.
probably could have used some of that space for actual.
Nope, Canadian Pacific
Firebox?
found rate. Nope, Canadian Pacific. Canadian Pacific.
All right, well, you keep going.
Overpowered by 400. Combined surface heating area
2195.
39.
Yeah,
Thirty-
yeah.
three-
Laugh it up.
3,933. Evaporated surface heating surface.
Divided by cylinder volume.
I don't know how to do that.
The last one. It's just what the stat is.
Evaporated heating surface.
228.35.
374.
Ouch. That's a lot of heating surface.
This is where Canadian Pacific makes up in stats.
Oof,
It's
ouch.
all
Ow,
about
ate my
the
heating
horsepower.
surface.
Ratio of your driving wheelbase to overall engine wheelbase.
0.21.
I gotta figure that out. What's
It's
the
the
ratio?
third one. It's the third one down in length and weight.
0.21.
Seriously?
What, a tie?
Yep.
Okay.
How?
Yeah, that is a good question. How?
I guess it's because you spread your drivers out. Sure, whatever. Whatever. All right, continue.
I think the only one we haven't done is Power MT. Oh, no, wait, we haven't done weight on drivers.
Oh yeah.
Wait on drivers.
Do you want weight on
I'll go
drivers?
first. I'll go first.
Okay.
122,000.
99.8 thousand.
That you win there.
Lightfoot.
Yeah.
Well, you keep going though, because that was his question.
Already done what engine weight? total engine weight and tender.
Total
four-
engine and tender weight. Okay.
4,000. Oh yeah, you go first.
417,800.
461 and 500.
You have lost with the weight so much. I don't know how you thought you were gonna win that.
No, I didn't know.
So, if you need to cut your losses at some point. Hold on, I have one more question to ask though, and then I'm gonna move us to style points if I win.
Yeah, we're
all
done
right.
here.
Power MT.
Power MT
All the way at the bottom.
2,673.
2,257. Ouch.
Yeah.
All right.
So I
well,
win
you
there?
Caught up a little bit. Yeah.
That's why Canadian Pacific engines are badass and powerful. It's all in the power.
Power.
You can actually see how all this works. Like there's a whole thing that's about how the computations are done, but any
18
viewer
to
can go
10.
and check that out.
10 to 18.
Yeah. Do you want to go to style points?
Let's do style on we're out of stuff here.
All right. Style point. Does it count as a style point that I got rebuilt from a 4444?
No.
Rebuilt.
No.
Okay.
Does it count as a style point that this engine holds the official North American land speed record for steam locomotives?
That's definitely a style point.
Yeah, that's
That's
a-
it?
Yeah,
Okay.
because the PRR didn't do their timing properly, this is the fastest thing.
They didn't do their timing properly. They didn't care.
Yeah.
And- well, that's for standard gauge at the very least.
Allegedly, they got a speeding fine for 156, but that's just a story.
Standard gauge steam goes to Canadian Pacific. We all know where narrow gauge goes.
Denver, Rio Grande?
No,
No.
Japan has the speed record
yeah,
for
yeah,
narrow
yeah.
gauge steam.
Oh, yeah, the door
120.
No, not the doorstop.
Isn't it 120?
Stop.
Isn't it 123 kilometers per hour or something like that?
Hold on, I'm getting it.
I know it's like 90 or almost near 100. Wait, can I use stuff from the railroad as style points?
No,
Canadian Pacific?
just
Oh.
the
That has
engine.
to be the engine.
I have a horn.
You have a horn.
Well.
That does not give you a style point.
That doesn't give me a style point. Come
this
on.
No.
thing could
It's
be
a horn on a steam engine.
Yeah, but it's extra. It's an extra noisemaker.
This engine had the
You
fastest
know what?
travel.
We gave the style point for it on the GS4. Why not?
I'll take
Because the GS4 had a nice one.
Yeah.
Oh, rude.
Can
Wow.
this
Yeah.
this engine had the had a faster travel time than the Canadian National U4A in
Okay.
the race between Montreal and Toronto on for speed. So basically,
Okay.
this thing was quicker.
That's something.
So it ran a race.
Yeah,
Yep.
they didn't actually run an official race, but its travel time was faster. But it only had. But you have to remember, this only had 6 coaches behind it, or no, actually, 4 coaches behind it.
Yes, no, yes, no.
It had
Maybe.
4 coaches behind it, and the Canadian National engine had 20.
Yeah. Well.
Holy crap.
Canadian
Yeah,
National
no
cruised
style
at
point for you.
105.
Also, you do get a style point because you have the streamlining.
Yeah.
That's kind of. I feel like that's important. You get a style point for beer can.
I would like to. Yeah, basically they ran 4 coach trains, baggage car, combine, and then 2 first class coaches. That was the train. And the 2 services they had were the Chinook between Edmonton and Calgary, and the other one was the Cataraqui between Montreal and Toronto.
Is it just me, or are the cylinders on the B&O engine set a little too high?
They are really hot.
Yeah.
They're
I'm
kind of
giving a sta-
smushed up in the running board, but we won't worry about that.
I'm giving a style point to the CP for not doing that.
Yeah, on CPs, you can't fob the number board that's using. Or running board, I should say,
Yeah.
because they have that guardrail kind of thing.
The B&O has a guardrail too. Well, actually, oh, never mind.
Well, not really
Guardrail.
the
Oh,
guardrail.
I
but
thought you said handrail. Never mind.
like, you know what I mean? Something to catch
Yeah,
yourself on there before.
Yeah, yeah. But it doesn't have a door, by the looks of it. Oh, we don't either. Oh well.
Wait, no,
You
it's
think
the.
that's an either.
Yeah,
Oh,
nobody has a door.
wow. It ran 2 trains. It ran. Okay, so there's the 3 services that it ran were the Chinook from Calgary to Edmonton, the Royal York from Toronto to Detroit, and another one from Montreal to Quebec City.
Mm-hmm.
3 services. How many services did your service run?
I have no
Unknown.
idea.
I think it ran 1.
God knows.
Yeah, and the exact contest that it did when it broke the record It had an express car, a baggage buffet, and then 2 first-class coaches, reaching this top speed of 181 kilometers an hour, or 112.5 miles per hour.
Cool.
And then,
Eat that, Mallard.
and then they slammed.
I mean, it did.
That's slower than Mallard.
Yeah, well,
That's slower than Mallard. And then they
Eat
slammed.
that, Mallard.
It was
Well,
an emergency. It was an emergency brake test. They got it up to that speed, and then they just slammed on the brakes. The thing stopped in 300 feet somehow.
3 minutes or 3 miles.
300 feet, he said.
How?
It's Canadian.
The opposite of carefully.
Yeah, but it was an emergency brake test.
I can feel like
They
everything
just
breaking.
Slam on the brake and
Safe.
yeah.
We don't have a lot of pictures of this thing, so I can't really give it more style points. We both have a concealed coupler.
600 feet. 600.
Wait, what?
What?
Apparently, Penzie's S1 apparently holds the top speed record.
Of what?
156 miles an hour.
That's allegedly. There isn't
That's
actually.
alleged.
There
Well, I
isn't
never-
evidence of that, but yeah, like I
No.
said earlier, they received a
wouldn't
speeding
believe it.
fine for 156.
I would
Uh,
believe if it did that. This
But there
this
is evidence
going.
for the CP thing.
Oh
Yeah,
no,
it
yeah.
is,
CP1
but
was done
anyways.
officially. There was a dynamometer set up in the express car. Canadian Civic had one of their express cars converted specifically for doing test runs.
You gotta wonder how high those speedometers went. if
Oh,
they
it was
if they
awesome.
had a speedometer in the express car on like the Broadway Limited when they did that, but it only went up to 100. so that nobody could tattletale if they were breaking the speed limit.
The Canadian Civic speedometers went up to 120 in their cabs. Only in the Jubilees. Only in these Jubilees. All the other Canadian Civic speedometers were 110.
Hey, you know, optimistic, right?
Yeah.
For some of the other ones.
Because, no, well, the Royal Hudsons, they clock out 100 in some places. And
Yeah,
going downhill, some of them hit 110. So the engineers need to know how fast they're going downhill.
Yeah, that's true.
Did
I don't know if we have anything else.
Did your train have any specific train? Well, I've already mentioned the services it pulled, but were they specifically made for was the engine specifically made for those high-speed services?
I doubt it because it was only one of it. It was an experimental engine.
Do I get a point there?
Give him a point.
Yeah.
Do either of you have power reverse?
Good question.
Uh,
I don't have a picture of that side of the engine. It looks like the Jubilee. It looks like the Canadian thing does, but
If I had to make a guess, probably.
Does your train have a photo of it passing another one of its class?
that's not a point.
I had to take
Shut
that
up.
stab. I had to.
No, there's a burn, son.
Ooh.
That's gonna be one of its class.
I'm proud.
You need some ice for that?
Yeah.
Listen, it was an orphan, okay? An only child. It wasn't even whole.
It was a bastard orphan.
It was the back
Son of a-
chocolate.
Son of the whore that was the Baltimore and Ohio.
Yeah.
And the Scotsman
Uh,
because it looks European.
Do either of you have comfy seats?
What?
I mean, we're probably both have train line steam. We're both passenger engines.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good seats, yeah. Cabs in Canadian Pacific were really nice.
Yeah, we both have all-weather cabs by the looks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me. I'm trying to find.
I can't think of anything.
I'm trying to see something that, like, about.
14 to 19. How can
Yeah.
we gain back some points? Is there another category after style?
No, that's it.
Style points is the
I
last
don't,
one.
I don't think we're. I don't think we're going any farther.
Yeah, okay.
What
you
kind of
win.
fireboxes did you each have?
I don't
My
know, a
engine's
weird
not
one.
an ugly motherfucker.
Triangle. It's a triangle. It's not a Belpaire. I'm not sure if it's a Wooten. It's ugly.
It's a triangle.
It's real wide.
Because it looks like on the
Egyptian.
Yeah,
It's
the
a
BMO
pyramid.
has this weird growth on top of its firebox.
It's
Yeah,
not a
Ellis-
Tuma.
Ellis-
What?
You win. I'll
What
give this to you.
kind of firebox?
I
I,
gotta
don't think
find
that.
this
That's
out.
not a point. I'm not taking a point for that.
No,
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 It looks terrible.
I can't think of anything else.
Uh,
Hey, Ellis, I
That's
found you a few more pictures.
Milky
of
Way
your
design.
engine. There you go.
what did he?
Have
what
fun.
did he- Oh no. Oh god.
All right, now we can at least find out if it has
Wow,
a
it
power.
looks even uglier.
I do like their Hudsons though. Their Hudsons are really cool.
I don't think I have power reverse. I don't have power reverse. Damn it. Damn it, Milky, why'd you have to find that?
You seriously don't have power reverse?
It does not look like I have power reverse.
No,
God.
no, I don't think you do.
I do not think I have power reverse.
Why?
'Cause,
Wait a minute.
I don't know.
Do you guys have head-end
Mhm.
throttles?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
Is there a thing that goes out of the cab, doesn't angle?
By
And
the
then-
looks, no. I don't know where the hell the throttle
mine
linkage
has
is.
streamlining on. I can't tell.
Yeah,
Okay,
we
when are
can't.
you
We
all
can't. I
retired?
don't even know how much sand yours has. I would love to ask because I have a lot of sand.
Oh,
Why?
Canadian Pacific. Canadian Pacific had a good decent amount of sand, but not that much.
But we can't tell.
I can't tell either.
The whole
Mine-
thing
mine-
could be filled with sand for all we know.
My how's Canadian Pacific have super speed? Sand. Just a lot of sand. Canadian Pacific. What type of drugs are you on? Oh,
Sand.
Ellis, when were you retired?
I don't know.
1954.
Soon.
1950.
Immediately
1954.
Actually, no, 1949.
for me.
Yes.
Wait.
Okay.
I'm reading it. Give me a second.
I'm reading it.
Retired in.
Just trying to give CP a bone.
Wait, no. Okay, here's the stop. The train stopped in 1 mile. In
Wait a
1
minute.
mile.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
The
Wait a
Canadian
minute.
Pacific
Wait a
train.
minute.
1 mile, 225 feet, from 112 miles per hour.
For the record, I
Yep.
am taking that style point for cool firebox. You know why?
Why?
You know why that? You know why it's so huge at that end?
Mhm.
Why?
Because that end is a water tube.
Oh, that's
It's
right.
a little bit of both. I don't know why they did that, but I'm taking the point now.
Okay, good.
Yeah, you're at 20 and I'm at 15.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. Damn it.
Did we not give him the point for retirement date?
Oh yeah, we do need to do that. He gets a point for retirement.
Hester, when were you retired?
Give me a second.
Epic
Because
immediate.
knowing CP, it was Sinduri.
I mean, he already stated that they were gone pretty quickly.
Some 54.
Okay, so still later.
That's one.
Oh,
That's when
by,
the FDN
by
was
the
released.
way, Ellis, you have a Wooten.
Woo.
And I have the regular whatever.
It'll burn anything.
We can burn corpses.
Even itself.
We can
Well,
burn
it did.
corpses.
See, it didn't. They never had to replace a single staple. You know why? They didn't have any. Anyway, yeah. All right. Well, I think we should cut it there.
Yeah.
Alright.
I don't think we're gonna get any farther with that. I need to go enter it into the cargoes. This is number 98, and then somebody will put it into the massive locomotive versus spreadsheet. The almost murder of the Canadian Jubilee.
The almost.
Sorry, Pester, I tried to save you.
No, that's fine. You know what? Canadian Pacific isn't 100% perfect.
Hey, at least it's
Okay,
better
we
than
get
what.
the
At
Royal
least it's better than what
back.
I would have picked if I would have picking for locomotive versus.
You don't have the greatest track record with locomotive versus.
Eh,
No,
I've
the
won
Royal
a couple.
Hudson does.
I think your track record's better than mine, Eric.
Probably.
Yeah.
I've won, I think,
and
3
I
or 4.
flashbacks.
Yeah,
Winner.
never picked anything from the DTNI.
I mean, they had that one thing that did okay. Just their Berks were disasters. By the
Yeah, it's
points,
like they tried to shrink the nickel plate Berks and failed.
It's okay. I'm running out of Japanese locomotives I can use.
I'm gonna have to start whipping out Italian engines. Just
I'm
because.
gonna have to go to a different country.
to start scouring the
No,
globe.
guys, if you really want to be destroyed, if you don't want to be destroyed, stay away from French engines. Whatever you do, whatever
Oh,
you do, stay
we're
away
gonna
from
do a French engine
Stay
now.
away
We gotta have
from
a French
the
engine.
French. Well, the French have the largest locomotive in Europe, large steam locomotive in Europe, which was their mountain
Niet.
type.
No.
Oh,
In proper Europe. We don't talk about Russia.
I was gonna say.
Russia's part of Asia.
Yet.
Niet, comrade, you are incorrect.
Of Europe.
Their
Okay,
engine
well
is
let's take the votes now.
huge.
Who's voting for the beer can? Who's voting for the other
Beer
thing.
can.
You don't get to vote. You and I don't get to vote. It's obvious
Okay.
what our votes are going to be.
I vote for the B&O because there's no stables.
Juby.
Nothing to replace. No stables to replace. All right, Eric, it comes
I
down
wonder
to
why
you.
Wootens didn't catch on then.
I mean, it wasn't the fact that it was a Wooten that made it have no state bolts. It was the fact that it was water tube.
I wonder why that
Oh,
didn't catch
wow,
on.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty neat. I find them pretty cool. My
You know what, Canada, you're too nice. I'm going for the B&O.
Oh. Also, there. That's the largest. That's a French mountain type. Also, was a Murder on the Orient Express.
Oh yeah.
And
Okay,
I want an HO. I want to buy an HO model. I think it's beautiful.
It is pretty cool looking, I will admit.
Oh.
Turn the deflectors upside down, and it's the one in Orient Express.
We interrupted.
Actually, if you just rotate, you just
guys,
flip them.
guys.
You just switch
Yeah,
to
no,
the-
we just ignore it. I saw it.
Okay, we're not going to talk about that.
Now.
Wait, what?
Oh, okay.
But what?
Somebody else
It
probably
would be
can-
breaking news, but it's not in this section, and we can't go back. Oh well.
Darn it.
It'll be next time.
There is no.
Why? How
reverse.
on the scale of 1 to
Guys,
things are exploding? How major is it?
Pretty big. Hazmat crew was called.
Okay, never mind. We'll
Oh.
talk about this.
also,
NS has racked up another accident to the point where things are on fire.
also the French engine. There's a plastic model. I don't have to buy a brass one. Yes.
Yeah.
But I got to be careful because I can either get a really nice one or a really ugly one.
Oh, and it was in Bellevue.
Yeah.
Hey, Jader.
Oh, I heard about this.
Jader, your state's on fire.
Hey, my state's on fire too.
Yeah,
That's
well,
right.
he's closer.
Wait, with any
No,
crashes
actually,
in
no,
Ontario?
actually, Eric's probably closer.
Oh, really? I thought that was farther
How,
south.
how far
Okay.
are you from like?
Both of
Cedar
your
Point,
states are on
Eric?
fire. Also, no, Eric, you're in Colorado. Remember?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Never mind.
There, guys, the bottom one is the one I want. The one above it is the one where they have really ugly flames.
I'm only 67 miles away, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
never
you're
mind.
closer.
Well, careful. It might light the river off too.
Oh, come on. We've cleaned that river up.
Or have you? It's
We
funny, it's
have.
like
It
Boston.
actually is. Fish are actually thriving in there. They don't have AIDS anymore.
Oh, that's good.
It's much cleaner now. It's good. Good job,
All
Cleveland.
the fish
Proud
have
of you.
AIDS.
We're the reason why the EPA exists, okay? That's not
We're the
something
reason
to
why
get
Save the Bay exists. Our bay was the most polluted. Yay, go Rhode Island.
Go Boston.
We fixed it though.
Wait.
Not Boston.
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 Wicked awesome. No, it's not Boston. Nobody says Boston.
Booston.
It's Boston.
Boston. Easton. Mooston.
Eastern Railroad. Anyway, on to actual news stuff. Oh crap, our broadcaster left. Let's get another one. Who wants to talk about news first? I'm gonna go on an Amtrak rant, so I'll save that for later.
I want to go on a bit of a high-speed rant.
Does it involve Brightline?
Yes.
No.
Okay,
I'm
go ahead.
I'm talking about tech. I did grab a Brightline article. It's basically they're opening their downtown Miami station soon. That's it.
Oh, okay. Well, we have another Brightline related article. Now that
Is
we're
it
talking
about all?
about it, I
Is it
want to
about all
talk
the
about
people
it.
just going?
I mean, it's the statistic. 76 train deaths in 3 years on the Florida East Coast.
They really they need to get the
Good
sidewalk
job,
gates,
Florida.
and then
Good
we
job,
need to
Florida.
teach Florida people how to be smart.
I mean, it's the second part that's really important. Florida
Yep.
people, don't do
Florida
this.
man.
Florida man. Florida
The
man
world's
tries
worst
to break
superhero.
record for amount of train deaths per state. At least 76 deaths by. It's not by Brightline passenger trains. Brightline hasn't been around for that long. It's
They've been
just in
around for,
general.
what,
It's just on
5
this
months?
stretch of track.
Yeah, they survived the hurricane pretty good.
Good job, Brightline. Said no one ever.
I like them. What they're trying to do is pretty good, and soon they'll actually, once they get all their crossing up gate grades, they'll actually be able to do 125 instead of 100.
Yeah, I mean, once people stop stepping in front of them, it'll be fantastic. But
Yeah, they need to get the gauge for the sidewalk.
I don't think that's going to stop people. People just keep ducking under gates.
Yeah,
So many of the fatalities are people ducking under
we
gates.
need to get what they have in Europe, the Europe crossing gates, European ones, or the British ones.
They are nice.
Yeah, where it's just a full thing that you can't duck under. I mean, we have to get gate attendants back. That's what we need. We have people say, "Hey, stop that!
No kidding.
Don't walk over the tracks like a moron. The gates
Here,
are
this
there
is what
for
we
a
need.
reason."
You need this, and then you just put spikes on the top, so if you try to put your hand on it, you're just gonna go Just barb at the top. It's basically it's a fuck you to your hands if you ever put your hands down on them. Just ow.
So, can we talk K&L news?
We can,
Sure.
yeah, we can talk K&L news. Speaking
Well,
of engines that go real fast,
We have
Yes,
the
dude.
Hiawatha that's been released.
the
I'm sorry,
Hiawatha.
Hiawatha.
Yes, the
Hiawatha.
Hiawatha. The Hiawatha is out.
Yay, Hiawatha.
It's got a horn.
It
What?
has a horn.
Dude.
Does
Dude.
have a horn.
Dude,
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 dude.
dude, dude,
But do
dude.
you have Comrade Ivan?
Comrade Ivan is
Comrade
coming
is
soon,
coming
TM.
soon.
Soon, TM.
Comrade Ivan is in game. It's beautiful. I do not.
It looks good. I'm so excited.
Yeah, this one's actually old news. The one I just highlighted, like very old news.
Okay, well, then, you can if you
Well-
want to talk about something, if you don't want to talk about it, you don't have to.
Well, yeah, I know. It's just they came from January.
Oh, God forbid.
But anyways, did anybody lose some keys?
I mean, I heard
No.
Amtrak might have.
Yeah, Amtrak lost the keys to the 30th Street station.
God.
Great job,
what?
Amtrak.
Wait, what happened?
They don't have keys to 30th Street Station in Philadelphia. They can't
What does that
lock
mean?
it.
Oh,
Which, I mean, I suppose is better than the alternative where it's locked and they don't have the keys.
Well, in that case, they just
I
call it
can
lock.
imagine Amtrak calling whoever owns the station.
wait, who owns the
Hey,
keys
we
then?
have no keys.
I don't
No.
know who has the keys.
Who
Do
has
keys
the
exist?
I have the keys.
You know, it's
No,
kind of
I am
it's-
Spartacus.
It's almost bizarre to think about it though, and I hadn't really considered it that there are keys to the building. Like it's such a big building, it's open all day because it's it's a major train station. Yeah,
Well, they
I
are-
would.
I'm Spartacus.
No, I have the keys.
Making
I'm gonna watch
I'm sure-
Flegel. Flegel's in Train Simulator. I'm gonna watch him.
In other happier news, more assembly's been done on 9010. I know it wasn't in our news list because this is
Awesome.
a Facebook thing, but 9010's number 2 radiator hood has been reinstalled.
Anything about 9010, I want to hear about. I love 9010.
Okay, this was back in April. I don't know if we covered this last week. I don't remember.
No,
Or
we
last
did
time,
not.
I should say. We did not.
You're like
Maybe
Mr. Krause, so no.
So, on April 26th, the Krause's number 2 radiator hood, completely rebuilt with a fully restored cooling system, was lifted back into place onto its chassis.
Yay!
So there was that.
Ooh.
I'm
So
gonna
they
take
said they're saying the end is in sight, literally.
the end is near.
9010 will be running. Well, it's been running.
It's been running and moving.
Yeah.
Large
doing
distances. I'm reading about this. In 2013, a drunk driver drove onto tracks in the yard at 30th Street. Auditors also found a boat and a sports car being stored in the train yard at 30th Street Station, neither of which are owned by Amtrak. In case you figured they might have been.
What
Uh,
is happening
Officials
there?
in Philadelphia requested $750,000 to fix the locked door issue. That's an expensive set of keys. Amtrak spent $12 million since 2009 to fix security issues, but they say it would cost an additional $20 million to fully address the problems.
This sounds like a Florida problem. Like a
Florida
boat
man
in the
loses
yard.
keys to major train station. Just wait,
And-
Brightline will manage it.
Florida man loses keys to major train station and parks a boat in a rail yard.
It makes sense to me.
Florida man.
The Adventures of Florida Man.
And squirrely. That's a reference for those kids who get it. Watch Cox and Grendor in the morning.
But in unfortunate news from Hornby, they will no longer be continuing their Thomas and Friends line of models.
Is that I don't know, yay, boo, maybe?
I mean, it's disappointing.
Well, it's either Hornby or Bachman. And Bachman models aren't really all that great.
Mm-hmm.
Or Thomas and Friends models, they are actually very
Even
cheap.
even the Hornby ones are like cheap looking, even though supposedly they're the better ones.
They actually, yeah, well,
Shunting trucks and hauling freight.
no,
And
you
green
stop
beach
that
You
right
had
now.
a masturbate. Thanks,
We're
Whitewood.
really mature, great.
Yeah.
We're always mature on this show.
The mature
Speaking of which, let's talk about poop. So, The poop train's reign of terror has ended.
Yay!
Yes,
What's the poop
last
train?
time we talked about Parrish, Alabama, that was being terrorized by the train of poop.
Can't go through this with a straight face.
But it is
Oh my
it
god.
is has been solved, I guess. So
It's
the
been
material,
flushed.
the poop is no longer sitting in Parrish. It has been removed. It has been dealt with.
It has milky terror. It's been flushed.
And the only thing that's required now is the train of toilet paper to come through and clean up the mess. So if you want to read more about it, there's this NPR article about the poop reign of terror has ended.
We can't go through with that with a straight face. I'm sorry, folks. It's too funny.
I would love to meet the reporter who wrote that.
I mean, it's probably someone fairly dignified. It's an NPR article, so you know.
And that's how they did it with a straight
Colin
face.
Dwyer is
Wait,
the name of the
where's
guy
this
who wrote
article?
about it.
Where is this article? I'm going to try to read it in a serious voice, see how long it can last.
No, we're not doing that now.
And I just
The
wanna-
article is not that short. It's a good several paragraphs.
Wait, which one is it?
I already pulled it out and put it in the Cargos doc. Here,
Oh,
I'll
it's
just post a link down.
I'm just going to try to read the title. Okay,
Okay. I'll let you have that attempt. Hold on. Here's the
I
link.
gotta get myself dignified for this.
Get yourself dignified.
Dignified.
You
He's
know
already
how we
laughing.
were talking about Chuba E's earlier with Okamo Bruises and all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently, some guy named Lost Wallen wants to fix one.
No,
Oh,
don't let him have it.
No, don't.
Which leads into this interview that Change Magazine did with our favorite guy, Lost Wallen.
Their favorite speed limit
Okay,
breaker.
okay, here we go.
Wait,
Okay,
hold on.
look at this.
Let Pester do this.
The poop train reign of terror has, in small town Alabama, has ended.
No.
An article by
You
Colin
don't
Dwyer.
need to put on a British accent to be dignified.
Containers loaded
You
with
just
sunk
say it
sewage
seriously.
sludge sits simmering in
All
the
right,
yard
you
of
can stop.
Paris.
Stop it.
Atlanta.
Stop it. Let's talk about
Almost 2
Ross
months
Rowland.
after the
We
poop
good.
You think his poop was part of the train?
Parish mayor material. Parish mayor Health Hall says materials have been leaving the town.
Oh crap! I didn't realize they still let Ross Rowland drive anything.
Yes.
Wait, he still drives something?
He drives an engine at the New Hope in Ivyland.
Yeah, they need some
Why?
hope.
The No Hope in Ivyland.
Fail hope.
Maybe he could drive
talked
614 out of there
about
finally.
the best meal he's ever had on the train. And
1 second,
other
AFK for a second.
that you need to know. Including if he could pick up a static display engine, what engine will he pick up?
And he said 2929.
Yep.
Oh no. He's probably like, this could probably go fast.
That's his reasoning too.
Of course.
Seriously?
He wants it to break the speed record.
Yep.
That's why the T1 exists.
Ah,
No,
Well-
why CP?
He almost wanted 4014 until UP got hold of it.
I don't think he's going to be breaking any speed records in 4014.
Speaking of 4014, restoration update.
Yay!
There's
Wait.
a video. I can't talk about that.
The article somewhere.
There is an article somewhere.
There is an article. I grabbed it, but it's just a video
It's just, oh.
with a small little blurb which just says trains visits Union
Okay.
Pacific Steam Shop in Cheyenne, Wyoming for an update on the restoration of Big Boy number 4014. Join
Alright.
us on a tour.
Sorry.
Okay.
Go ahead.
What?
Dickens.
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 What about him?
He wrote some good books.
Milky, your mic's going funny again. Anyway, you know how CSX crashed 5 times
Oh dear, what have they done
in the
now?
last
They
2
crashed
weeks? No,
6.
no,
Yeah.
it's not what they've done. It is that they have a almost $600 million first quarter profit this year.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
I'm back.
How?
I don't know.
Someone's cooking the books.
Someone's cooking meth and selling it.
Train selling meth on trains? Now that sounds like a good Amtrak service.
Speaking.
Well, I'm sorry, we're going to be cutting that shortly.
Amtrak announced ranks and the veteran is
You cut out a lot
And you're
there.
breaking up.
They're going to
Fix-
end the
fix
veterans
your
discount.
Remember when?
valid.
A lot of frustration around Amtrak. We'll get to that.
Space and Amtrak. And there's a company that's trying to take.
What
Still
did you say?
breaking up.
Like you just cut a lot there.
I have no idea. It happens to him sometimes. I
He
don't know
said
why.
something about the veterans discount and how they're
Yeah.
ending it.
They're cutting the
Oh.
veterans discount.
Okay, we have it in Canada. And if Canada has it, America should have it.
Well, see, the okay,
We're
you know what?
America.
This is going to happen now. This is happening now. The new Amtrak CEO just
Mm-hmm.
is hell-bent on making Amtrak a
Terrible.
profitable company. Which is,
I can understand that bit, but it's a bit
I mean, yeah, which
severe.
is A, kind of impossible. And if you want to preserve the spirit of Amtrak. And B, requires gutting so many things
The whole
about Amtrak and
thing.
the things that make it important to exist. And the thing that really gets my goat, like, I mean, I can understand that he wants to cut down on discounts, although I do think it's, I do think you should have a veterans discount and stuff like that. I can get that he's like, why are we being the insurance provider for all these big excursions? This is, we're putting, we're putting ourselves on a line here. We could cost ourselves a lot of money and we aren't really getting anything back. And I can understand, and of course I can understand the frustration of the people who want these excursions. Like the big PRR E8 excursion was canceled, which is awful because that was such a huge thing. It was supposed to be the big last hurrah for those engines because they might not return to the main line at any point soon because the current owner has no desire to install PTC in the engines.
Okay, like Amtrak should have at least kept their already pre-existing promises going.
Yeah, it would have been nice.
like that
but
would
the
make
other-
sense. Like yes, like we will still honor your word.
Yeah,
But
but
then
the
no.
other thing is, the thing that really gets me about this guy, his name is Richard Anderson. He wants to phase out the long distance trains in favor of corridors. And the thing that it really frustrates me because it undermines the reason that Amtrak exists in the first place. Anyone can make money on a corridor service. Amtrak didn't come into existence to run corridor services. Amtrak came into existence because we were in danger of losing the national rail network because it was so expensive and it was on the backs of, for-profit freight companies that really didn't want to deal with this. And at the same time, those companies were grappling with trucks and stuff like that where they really, they were in a really bad place. And so
they had very little, or a whole bunch of regulation around them too.
yeah.
That didn't help.
But Amtrak was created so that you could lift the requirement of running passenger service off of these freight railroads, let them be a little bit more, more free with what they could do, and at the same time ensure that we would always have a national rail service, a national rail network, because it's important. It is not something that a first world country goes without.
Yeah.
And it's just frustrating. It is, it makes me very unhappy. There's already a petition to oust the guy, which I think is a little bit extreme. But he does need to be, he does need to have sort of a sit-down talk with some people who understand what Amtrak is about.
This is
what
why
Amtrak
you
is
don't
for.
hire an airplane guy to run a railroad.
Yeah.
Exactly.
To run the railroad,
Exactly.
to run, America's, thing.
America's railroad.
America's railroad. Isn't that like somebody else's slogan though? Isn't that like UP's slogan?
No, I believe that's Amtrak.
Is it really? Okay.
Yeah. But
Is it? I didn't know that.
in other news,
The thing is, Amtrak is it's in a position to make itself extremely profitable, like really profitable. Like I've looked at
Yeah.
the passenger train, it's not being done right. The thing is, those trains that they run, the long distance trains, make bank. They really
They
do,
don't-
and they make a good amount.
No,
They make enough.
No, do
No,
they?
they don't. They are the ones that are not profitable. The corridor
no.
trains make good money.
I've seen. Okay, there's multiple reports saying that corridors are not profitable in the
Well,
long
I don't know
distance.
where you're
It's all
getting.
over the
You can
place.
get direct numbers from Amtrak that tell you how
Yeah.
much each route
But
is
the
making.
thing is, the
Yeah.
long distance trains, they're still vital to communities.
They are
completely.
incredibly vital. That's the
Like
important
there's
thing
some
about them.
communities that don't have highways anywhere that
Yeah.
rely on the trains. The most needed one of all long distance trains is the what is it called? The Empire Builder.
Yeah, because it goes
Yeah.
through the middle of nowhere.
The literal middle of nowhere.
It's-
Via Rail could service it better if you ask. Because of the positioning. Via
Yeah.
Rail could service it better. Which the Empire Builder, it's vital to the services. Well, have I gone on about Solutionary Rail before here?
I don't know.
What?
Well, the plan for Solutionary Rail was to revitalize a section of trackage that is going down. The idea was to do the old Northern Pacific line, rebuild it, electrify it, and you would have a new corridor for freight and for passenger to go through the northeast. I mean, the
Mhm.
northwest,
That's
connecting
true.
Chicago
I
to
think I
Seattle
heard
with
about
faster
that.
travel times. Yes. What actually made this plan famous was Bernie Sanders and hitting on his political campaign. I'm sorry I had to bring
Oh.
politics into it. But the book's called Solutionary Rail. I haven't read it myself. It's a recommended read.
Oh, okay.
Oh wait.
So with the Solutionary Rail, the idea is to revitalize an entire region because it's recognized that the Amtrak services there are vital to the region because there's no highways up there.
And
So-
it's a vital thing in general because not everyone has a car. Not everyone can fly. You know,
Especially up there, no one can fly
Yeah.
because there's no airports.
there's no airports.
Exactly.
Nearest international airport in Montana is Seattle or Chicago. It's nowhere near you. Or Denver, but Denver's so far south, makes no sense to go there.
Yeah.
Yeah, why go to Denver, right?
It's just
Yeah, no.
I'm full for Solutionary Rail, but the thing is, no one's doing it.
It's
It's alright. I've taught plenty on here about my stance on electrifying stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, to electrify that entire region.
Don't get
Yeah.
me wrong. Corridors, state-run corridors, are very important. But you know, it's it's frustrating.
And not all states are up to running their own corridors.
Yeah, that's the other thing. The states usually pay for the corridors themselves. It's not
Mhm.
really an Amtrak thing.
Yeah.
He's just worrying about turning a profit when the entire reason that Amtrak is state funded is so that it doesn't have to do that, so that you can continue to
Yeah.
maintain service based on what people want and what people need, versus worrying about money all the time.
Mhm.
I don't know.
And the thing is, Amtrak needs to figure out how to keep the services and make a profit. They're in a pretty tight spot.
I mean, yeah. Although, you know, making a profit is less necessary to their existence than it could be. That said, they are getting closer and closer every year to breaking even. You know, it is they record their best year just about every year now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
Progress.
it's progress. They're getting somewhere, and they can do that without shelving their long distance trains. They can do that without getting rid of the national network.
If you're you can put this in the cargoes for those who are interested. There'll be, if Alice is okay, so there'll be a link
Yep.
for steelinterstate.org, and that's all the stuff on this idea of a revitalized line.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to read this.
Oh, it's there's a whole it's amazing. I love the art for it too. They paid a professional artist and it looks so good.
Oh yeah, I talked about this quite a while ago, but
Yeah, I think it was actually the last time I was here. I love the art. I love
it's a really
painting.
cool concept, and I
Yeah.
hope it happens.
Mm-hmm. Especially with their ideas on how to Yeah. Okay. Where were we? Sorry, I didn't mean to.
I don't know. I just dumped a bunch of the Amtrak articles in there because I was like, I can't really go through and like, oh, and this article is this, and this article is this. It's just, there's a lot of stuff that's going on right now.
Alright, well, I'll shotgun through my Amtrak stuff.
Alright, what?
There's a My Northwest article on Amtrak 501. That apparently doesn't load on my computer.
Okay.
It's just a gallery of photos that Survivor took when he got a tour of the wreckage.
Wow.
In other news, that's a little bit wider than that. That same toggle set got repaired, and it's now coming back.
Which is crazy because it got, like, torn apart.
Yes. And then, we've already talked about this, but we didn't bring up the Trains Magazine article for a while on Amtrak stopping private trains and whatnot.
Yeah. Which, it's interesting that you bring that up, because I have another article here that's from the guy who owns the E8s. Which, this came out before his trips got canceled, so he might have had a different opinion on them afterward. But he's talking about how the cutbacks are prudent for Amtrak, and how, you know, how some of the things that, you know, were necessary. There are bad behaviors by private car owners and passengers that he said justifies Amtrak's pause on excursions. He said things have spiraled out of control. You know,
like, I still think they should honor their pre-existing.
no, I certainly think they should have, and this is before they canceled his. But as someone who's in the sphere saying these things, it sort of lends a little bit more credence to them, because we were last time. Weibold and I were kind of spitballing, thinking about, like, well, you know, what could have really happened. But, you know, again, as somebody in the sphere, he's saying that, yeah, no, there's a lot of bad behavior between, you know, private car owners and between people who ride the special trains and stuff like that, you know, it's understandable that Amtrak would be like, hold on. You know?
Yeah.
So I guess I get it. You know, so again, it does lend some credence to that sort of thing. It lends credence to some of Richard Anderson's decisions, but not all of them, which is unfortunate, because
These
I'm
ideas make sense. This could be a lot better executed.
Yeah. Anyway, what else have we got?
Well, guess what engine will not be turning a wheel at Frostburg?
Where?
Frostburg Depot.
Oh. Gee, I wonder which one.
Yeah, gee, it couldn't possibly be 1309.
I mean, it's almost as if everything so far has telegraphed that this is going to be a continuing mess. Almost as if.
It's almost as if we saw this coming. Because they're saying its immense size and construction, combined with the terrain and angles of the approach to the Frostburg Depot, may make it unable to access the turntable successfully.
Ow.
You think they would have figured that out before they got this engine?
Yeah, you think. Well, then again, this is the WMS we're talking about here.
These things sometimes.
It's not even that it can't fit on the turntable. It's that the curve is 0.5 degrees too tight.
I'm pretty sure that would work.
No, it wouldn't.
It's rated for 22 degrees. The curve is 22.5 degrees. It's too tight. They might just derail it doing that. But then again, they could always just do it anyways. I mean, the Pennsylvania Railroad, whenever they had to turn around the S1, they would drop it on the ground a bunch. Because the Y was too tight.
Sounds sick.
1309 will fit on the turntable, they said. That's not the problem. And also they referenced the Strasbourg Railroad for having to run the engine in reverse. They don't use a Mallet.
Nope.
Strasbourg doesn't have a Mallet. Work. It could work. I don't... Oh my god. but it's cheaper to begin. It's cheaper to continue the rebuild of 1309 than to begin an overhaul of another engine.
Right.
I mean, 1309 only needs 530,000 only.
Yeah, only. Where'd the rest of your money go, huh?
Into 1309.
Yeah.
1309 has consumed all of their dollars.
And somehow 734 never blew up.
Somehow
Yeah,
they managed not to blow up that engine. Well, now they've got a bigger bomb when it's done. $530,000 for now. They've got a bigger bomb.
But you know who has an actual bomb?
Who?
Central Oregon and Pacific.
Wait, what?
One
Where?
of the
What?
cheapy fruity apes blew up.
What?
Oh, is this the G&W engine on fire?
Yep.
Yeah. Flames
Yeah.
erupting from the engine.
There it's just casually smoking its way down. It passes spots. Everything's fine. And then wham.
Ooh, wow.
Traffic was backed up for 30 minutes. Holy crap.
Jeez.
Hold on, let me turn off the audio so I can look at this.
You got a hole in your right wing.
I like how somebody went on there and opened the doors. Like,
Well,
they
yeah.
had opened the doors, they were like, I wonder if it's going to catch on fire. Let me look. Oh, yeah, it is. What do you know?
Yeah, we should probably just keep going. Nothing will happen.
The crew must have been like, oh, good food. Good food, Miles.
Crew was like, smoke weed every day.
Yeah. But that
Weeds to be smoking.
one hell of a way to
That's a
get
lot of
you
smoke.
away with attention by their court.
Oh no, sorry, I was wrong. Nobody went on there and opened the door. The door got blown open when the
Yeah,
fire
it did.
erupted. Holy crap. Okay, people should watch this video in the comments. It's called G&W on Fire. The link to the article there. Anyway. Who's typing loud?
That, and our other friendly railroad of the state, Albany is suing.
Is suing
state
or
of-
getting sued?
No, they're suing
Why? What are they Oh, okay. What are they suing for?
because they got grant money from Inverto, Oregon, and the lawsuit contends that the statute that as some sort of Oregon state law was specifically intended to target and punish Albany and Eastern Railroad
Why?
because it charged an annual cost fee to adjoining property.
Okay. What? Okay.
But we could not know that at the time how determined, right, how detrimental Senator Good. My back.
Sorry, I accidentally
Okay.
toned out for the past 5 minutes.
That's okay. All I could hear was Eric typing.
I was not typing.
That was
actually.
me. That was me. I'm just like.
God
doing
damn it, that was you typing.
And
You
thinking.
type incredibly loudly. Mute your mic when you type.
Sorry.
Would be the okay. So pretty much it's just a lawsuit over a grant that the Albany and Eastern got, and the Albany and Eastern is represented by Martin E. Hansen, a railroad attorney based in Bend, Oregon.
I feel like I've heard that name before.
His name's popped up several times with several other stories
Mhm.
involving the state of Oregon.
Hope they figure this one out.
Yeah.
Alright.
And we got a new platform.
Yay!
Yay!
I'll use the walks for it.
Yay.
So eventually we're going to do a prick.
Gonna do a prick. You prick.
Brick pavers as the platform. at some point in the future. But the track is much more level than it was, and overall, it's just way better.
Okay. Good. Less bumpy.
And Muni got a new streetcar back that they were getting fixed. The car 162 which was it was badly damaged because they had a collision with a semi truck that ran the red light in front of the streetcar.
Type.
But anyways, it got rebuilt at Brookville Equipment Company in Pennsylvania.
Oh, hey, Brookville.
Hey.
I know that. They made engines.
They do make engines.
And UP is going to be pulling engines out of their deadlines to fire up again.
Yeah, UP is like, gimme.
And they're adding employees like no tomorrow.
So go work for UP. It's the time to go get hired for UP.
Clearly.
Except for Lynn. But yeah, it's a good time to get hired in there. I don't know the exact article on it, but they're also doing tons of hiring incentives, bonuses and whatnot.
Cool.
The Illinois Railway Museum has got
IRM.
AM7.
A toaster!
They now have a toaster. I didn't know how many were being saved. Now they have one.
Chunk.
So that's 2 now they're saved.
I'm watching Flegel spin and slip backwards down the hill.
And NPR did a nice article on private railroad cars.
It actually
also
is a really cool
known
article.
as yachts on rails.
Yes. I mean, I have a yacht on land, a yacht on rails. That's cool.
Yeah, just a nice PR article on private car. Oh,
Cool. Anyway,
that's stuff that I have.
there's also a link that I'm throwing in the cargoes about the changes for dining
Oh,
cars on
wait,
Amtrak,
wait,
which are
wait,
another
wait.
annoying, terrible thing.
I have 2 things.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
I was going to ask you about Skookum.
Yeah, my Skookum. The 2442 weirdest login engine you probably ever seen. It's doing a photo charter next year. Before its owners take it somewhere else, like definitely not the California Western Railroad.
It's going to Strasbourg.
Yeah.
Go to Strasbourg.
It's definitely not going down the California.
No, I know where it's
doing
going.
a charter with it before it goes. They purchased a few freight cars for this charter that I talked about a while back.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking forward to it. Even though I can't afford the charger itself, I might just take a picture of it.
You go and you can go foam it.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I know where it's going. It's going to the WWNF.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Because they have a brand new bridge.
Yay.
Good.
It's
They
the
get
same
in-
one that they were fundraising for a while back.
Yeah, I believe so. It's
Nice.
they did some work just recently. They're working on getting the bridge into place, getting that stretch operational. It's just a handful of pictures showing off the area, but there's a picture of their little diesel pushing a like an excavator on a flat car, which looks really funny.
As far as I know, as soon as they install the bridge, they're going to have a whole bunch of waterway.
Oh yeah, they're going to be able to get a lot farther. One of the interesting things about the WWNF and a little quirk in Maine law was that when they shut down, they didn't actually have to abandon it. So all the right-of-way is pretty much still there. because they still own it. They don't have to buy it back from anyone.
That's cool.
Yeah. Which is the opposite situation as the other railroad, the SRL. They're screwed. They've got a giant river at one end, and they've got a field at the other end that's owned by somebody who's pissed off at them.
Of course.
So
Isn't that how it always is?
yeah, they would have to cross. They would have to either figure out how to buy that field or cross the river, which is doable because the SRNRL did that originally. But it would be, about $2 million to build a bridge. They've estimated. What they would do is they would build a replica of the bridge that was there, which is a covered bridge, and then they would be in town, and they'd have to sneak past some houses, that'd be interesting. They'd have to sneak past some houses and cross a road, and which I'm not sure they'd be able to do because I'm not sure if they're FRA spec at all, which I doubt it. Looking at their track, but they'd cross the road, and then they would be at the depot, though the original Phillips depot, which the owner of that building said to the SNRL, "If you can make it to the depot, I will give it to you."
Challenge accepted.
I will give you this building.
The $2 million depot.
Yeah, they would have to cross the river, and then God knows. But anyway, that's WWNF funness.
Yeah. GE is unloading their railroad business,
as they've said they were doing for the last couple of years.
but you know who they're doing it with? Wabtec Corp.
I was gonna say I don't know
who those guys
I don't know who it
were?
is, but it sounds
Westinghouse.
Go ahead, Westinghouse.
Which back in the day worked with Baldwin on electric locomotives.
And
It also
other
made some
things.
pretty sweet brakes, I hear.
Yeah, and some pretty sweet brakes. So it's a little bit of irony that GE's going into what is essentially Westinghouse.
The WWNF is like, those aren't sweet
what,
brakes.
what the company it's going into is a mix. It has old stuff from Baldwin and Westinghouse. So it's literally a Baldwin Westinghouse is going to be back in locomotive building.
Yay, Baldwin.
Just when you thought Baldwin died.
Wait, maybe they can send out people to fix the sharks.
And also there's another article that details more of the acquisition. So,
Hashtag save the sharks.
yeah, hashtag save the sharks, people.
Anyway, I want to talk about something a little bit closer to home, which Milky
Ah.
actually found, I believe. Which is up in Worcester, up in Worcester. They're looking at building a vintage trolley or streetcar system. District 1 Councilor Sean M. Rose is calling on the city administration to explore the feasibility of establishing a vintage trolley or streetcar system in partnership with the WRTA, which is the Worcester Regional Transit Authority. He said the bidirectional service he envisions would encompass an area that goes out 1 mile from City Hall in all directions and connects colleges and neighborhoods to downtown, which would be awesome. If they had this, I maybe would have considered WPI a little bit more. But I'm here now and I'm about to graduate. Key to service would be its frequency, as was the hallmark of trolley service, providing service along corridors that connect key destination points. He also said that such service could prove to be popular with more than 20,000 college students in the city, which are often looking for more reliable and less expensive ways to get from their campuses to downtown. He's not looking to bring back the days of trolley tracks and overhead electrical lines to city streets, but rather believes that some buses could be converted into vintage streetcars for the quote-unquote trolley service.
We actually have a couple of those around where I live, and I mean it's nice looking, but it's kind of an eyesore.
Yeah, we have those as well. So,
Aww,
wah.
my fire was you, Mr. Rose.
You have made a grave mistake, Mr. Rose.
Had me on board until that line. Surprise, guys. We're not getting actual trolleys.
Buses. Damn it.
So close, yet so far.
Yeah. I was looking through that, and I was like, oh, this seems exciting. Oh.
I'm disappointed in whoever this Mr. Rose is.
Dream bigger, Mr. Rose.
Yeah, dream bigger, invest bigger. Streetcars.
Dream
Street
bigger,
cars.
like a bullet train. And everything's bigger in Texas.
I know about bullet trains.
AXS.
Texas Central is planning to link their bullet train and Amtrak's interstate passenger network, which is surprising because it might not exist soon.
Yeah.
Developers of Texas high-speed train have forged an agreement with Amtrak, allowing passengers to use Amtrak's reservation system to buy tickets for through travel on the Texas bullet train and the national routes. So that's pretty cool. What's interesting to me is that, and this is just an aside, the route of the California high-speed train is, you can see it, the planned route, on the open railway map, but you can't see this one yet. Which is amusing, because I think this one is much farther along. They actually do have a route planned. The other one, I think, is just sort of guessing.
It'll still take 4 hours to get anywhere.
I mean, it's Texas. It's a long way to go. That said, it's going to be a lot shorter than being on the highway, and it's going to be a pretty straight line. It's about
Pretty
240
much,
miles. And so, you know, they're really looking to see how they can capitalize on this bullet train and how they can, you know, connect things. Amtrak has not operated service between Dallas and Houston since 1995, when a certain leg of the Texas Eagle was discontinued. So the Texas Central Railroad will be providing service to this market.
Mm-hmm. It's needed. I will say it is needed.
I mean, it's Texas. If there's any place to, you know, lay down a long stretch of rail and go fast on, it's going to be Texas. You've
Yeah.
got several huge population centers, and the only thing standing between them is desert. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be straighter than the highway.
Yeah. Well, because you don't need to worry about drivers getting bored.
Yeah, that's also
Anyway,
true.
anything else interesting? What have we got?
Well, we kind of already covered with
Can I do my
Amtrak and its discontinuation of the
Can I do my stuff?
No, you can't.
Oh,
What's your stuff?
Via trains. More about high speed because I liked high speed.
Yeah.
So
tell us
Via
about it.
has recently gotten roughly $100 million for rebuilding of more Bud cars.
Bud.
Oh my!
Why?
And they're currently
Smoke.
asking the Trudeau government for $1.5 billion
Wow.
to rebuild their entire corridor fleet completely,
Wow.
scrapping all LRC equipment. And whatever leftover equipment they have is going to go to opening old services that were closed during the 1991 budget cuts of the Mulrooney government.
Wow.
That's
Is that going anywhere? Because that's a lot of money.
The sounds of it might actually go through, because the Minister of Finance wants it to go through, and he's in charge of all the money. He's like the guy who's in charge, the Secretary of Treasury. Is that our
Okay.
equivalent?
Sure.
So,
Sure. That's
saying
that's
do it.
nuts. That's awesome. Do it.
and then VRL's requesting another $4 billion to
Good.
build their high frequency rail, which is they're actually getting more lenient about it now. They're very strict. They're very clear about this.
Mm-hmm.
They want here's a map that you can put in the yellow
Yes,
is
give map,
the
please.
via is the new route that they want between Brockville, Smith Falls, Ottawa, and Montreal. That already exists, but basically from Smith Falls to Toronto and Montreal to Quebec City, which is on the top corner. That's cut off. The name is. That's going to be the new route.
Okay.
So basically, that is the new. That's basically going to. And what VRAIL's want to do with the 1.5 billion is to replace all their old equipment from the 1980s and the 1950s with proper high-speed trains, which are going to be both diesel and electric. Like they're going, so they both have compatible at least overhead wires and diesel.
Cool.
Which currently the only option is made by Hitachi.
Hitachi?
Yeah,
Yay.
Hitachi Rail Corp.
Yay.
That's in the Japanese Hitachi.
Yay.
Yes.
Yes, that one.
And currently, Bombardier might be trying to strum something up.
Just
We'll
don't
see.
give them chargers.
No,
Oh, Jader's still awake. Holy crap.
V-Rail has looked at the Chargers and said no. They hate them. They said our F40s are better locomotives.
Well,
Amen
F40s
to
are
that.
better locomotives.
No, and V-Rail rebuilt their F40s to have,
Well, I
have
mean-
HEP generators, and now these F40s are going to last till 2040.
They're going to last
Jeez.
forever because they're F40s.
Yeah. And some of the Bud cars that they're rebuilding are for wheelchair accessibility. They're approved till 2052, which will literally make the equipment 100 years old.
Cool. Yeah, you go,
So-
Bud. Lace it.
Yeah, V-Rail's trying to keep some Buds. They've also recently bought some Bud RDCs to enter in old services cut more in the Mulrooney government. So to extend their services on the North Shore of Lake Superior,
Wait, so they're getting our? Oh, I get it.
they're buying ones that they used to own.
Now you're just somebody that I used to own.
Get the Rapido one. Lease it.
The
Holy
repeater one,
crap!
the
Okay.
repeater one sits on their property too.
Yeah, just lease it.
Well, I
Yeah,
can't
that's
wait
how
when
you
we're.
make
I can't
money
wait
off.
until when we're done with this because oh boy, do I have a thing.
Yeah, so they're also with all this extra money, they're trying to do that, and it's also sorry, I can't type and talk at the same time. It's impossible. There's an ad that rolled about on their 40th on the day of their 40th anniversary.
Mhm.
Thing is, Trudeau's father, Pierre Trudeau, which was a prime minister before,
Mhm.
he created Via Rail in intent to make a newer transportation system, and now Justin's like, I think I'm going to cut funding for Via and just put it to Air Canada, and then
No
literally,
way.
no, literally someone said to
No
Trudeau,
way.
you know your father created Via Rail, right? And then it's just almost instantaneous funding to Via. I know I shouldn't be bringing up politics, but Trudeau lives in the shadow of his father, and he's absolutely ashamed by it.
Well, by all accounts, his father was a big guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of the most important prime ministers of Canadian history.
Yeah. Well.
Created fundamental laws and all that stuff. But yeah, so with all this new rising, there's the ad you posted in the cargoes. It's really cool. I recommend watching it. So with all these new rising technology, with VRL asking for all this money, the Canadian government, because VRL's been persistent at this since 2014, and the Canadian government's now finally giving in.
Fine, I'll give you your money, I guess.
And basically, they're saying once they get all this done, they'll be profitable again, and they're gonna privatize completely. They're gonna privatize,
boy.
pay off their government debts, and privatize.
Oh boy.
They don't even have to give
Good
back
luck.
the government debts. They're just saying we're gonna give you some profit, and then we're gonna privatize. Bye.
Wow.
So yeah, VRL's not already technically a private corporation, just with government funding, but they're ready. They're waiting just to cut it. Once they become profitable, done.
Mhm.
And now I'm done. Thank you.
See, Via is like or at least is what Amtrak wants to be.
It's already profitable. VRail's already profitable, but it's expensive. But it's recognized. It's profitable, just enough that it can keep itself afloat, and the only money it needs is to maintain stuff
Yeah.
and rebuilds and stuff like that. But which is what they keep getting, and now they're actually going to get some money for themselves to become profitable enough that they can cover all their expenses and have excess profit at the end after maintenance instead of before maintenance. Completely changing the face of Canadian railroading and potentially leading to, because they want their high frequency rail on the map I posted, they want to electrify all that.
Mhm.
Oh,
They want to electrify it it'd be another $1 billion to do it, but they would electrify it and completely change Canadian railroading and lead to, hopefully, VRail's hoping it would lead to an eventual electrification of the entire North American network, entire Canadian network.
Wow.
Yeah, the guy running VRail right now has big ambition, really big ambition.
Well, good. You need somebody with ambition.
Yeah, well, he's been adamant for 4 years now for high frequency rail.
Mhm.
4 years.
Anyway.
He's a great guy. Yeah, now you can go.
Yeah. Well, no. It's the big thing that I'm looking at is actually something that we're going to do before the very end of the show. But we are a little ways in now, and we should probably just cover anything that we haven't covered in very short order. The first thing is there's a survey which is about the next version of trains. What are you looking forward to? What do you want to see? That's going to be down in the cargoes. There is also, oh, you know what? I left this here by accident. There's also a trains article that is about a print that is going to be offered to donors in the Locomotive Restoration Appeal of 5 PRR engines at the Pennsylvania Railroad Museum, or the Railroad Museum of Pennsylvania. It's a Laro print. It has K4, the M1, the L1, the H10, and the B6 in it. It's cool. It's a cool looking picture. Standards, all that jazz. And they're working on getting the engines that are currently sitting outside all niced up before they start building a roundhouse around them, because they want them to be nice when they put them inside. So anyway, anything else that we can cover real quick before we move on?
Do we want to talk about 503?
Well, what in short is going on with 503?
They basically flat-tired her when they tried to move her off her former perch.
Yeah, she got dragged a little bit.
Yeah.
Or 503.
She got dragged a little bit. People are still yelling at the city's council trying to get the engine out of there, which honestly, that engine needs a new home.
Ooh. Fangs of the 503.
Yeah.
Which is...
Wait, could I say something quickly?
What?
V-Rail's thinking of you bringing back the old turbo scheme where it's all yellow and a blue stripe along the windows. Okay, that's it. Sorry, I forgot to tell you that.
Okay.
It's awesome. I'm a VIA nerd for anybody's...
Yeah, no, we can tell.
wants
Don't
to
worry.
know.
We figured it
I
out.
love passenger rail.
Anyways, Milky,
I saw
continue.
Eric, you stole my news.
I stole your news.
Someone versus BNSF. I don't know. I didn't know what to write for this one, so I called it Someone versus BNSF. I'm not entirely
Eric,
sure what's going
you can
on
talk
here.
about the news you stole from me.
So apparently, an Oregon company wrongly says it owns BNSF land. I don't know how
It's
to.
in Oregon, it's in Washington.
Well, it's an Oregon-based company.
Okay. Okay, fine. You win this time.
I was originally going to call it Oregon versus BNSF, but that wasn't really accurate because it wasn't like the state versus them.
Washington boots.
Yeah, well, but still though, it isn't Washington. It's just a company. It's
A
just
company
some random
breaks
dude
the end.
that just took land, I guess. Yoink.
We
It's like-
expropriated your land. Haha.
It's like the opposite of the other time when the railroad built a passing siding next to that church.
Yeah.
Oh, this seems like it goes here.
Well, no, it was a good idea.
I mean, it was that, I guess, yeah, but
May the Holy Lord bless us on this.
well, no, it was the thing. Okay, so this was an older episode, but there was already a track there. They wanted to add a second track where there was room, but the church owned that land. The church said no, and then they built the track anyway.
They built it anyway.
Church didn't say anything about it for a few months. And
That was the other thing. They said no, and then the railroad said whatever and built it anyway, and then nobody said a word for a few months, and then the church was like, "Hey, wait a minute."
Wait, who put this here?
And then by the time they actually said something, it was too late.
Yeah, it had lapsed. It was now the railroad's land.
Haha. Well, according to the U.S. government law, a railroad can take any land they please. Not joking.
Eminent domain.
Yep. They can legally just take any land they please.
I mean, they can't just take it. They do have to pay you value for the land.
They pay you
And it
value.
does have
but
to. It does have to go through a court process.
No, but they say it's ours now. Here's your money. They force you to sell, and they pay you value.
Yeah. Well, again, it has to go through a court process. But that's the laws revolving around railroads are so old.
Yeah.
It's so old, so archaic. We ran into this in my capstone project because we wanted to see if we could put a pipe directly to the Hudson to drain stormwater out of the site. But it had to go underneath Canadian Pacific. and we're talking to our advisor, and he's like, I'm not sure if I've ever seen anyone do that.
Canadian Pacific.
Yeah, well,
It's like, I'm not sure you're going to
Suck
be able
your
to
pride
do
and
that.
joy.
no, you
But
would
anyway,
never
anything
be
else
able
we can
to-
cover real quick?
Mm,
No, I'm out of stuff. Eric, you're out of stuff.
I
Taylor,
Joey
what is
Rocket
yours?
tickets.
I'm out of stuff.
Yay. Jelly, rocket tickets.
God,
Yeah,
One of
those
the
are
few
going
sur-
back on sale on
one of the-
May
Guys.
9th.
Go
One of the few
transit
survey-
thinking of electrifying from Oshawa to Hamilton
Oh,
through Toronto. So basically, Canada is going to become a shocking country.
Give him
point
another
for
point.
that.
Somebody give him a point for that.
Yay!
Yeah.
It's not a
Good
good
night.
thing.
Now you have 2. Okay.
Alright, you gonna go back to sleep, Tater?
No,
Alright.
I wasn't
Alright.
asleep. I was putting away my laundry.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Quietly, with your
Is
eyes
that what they're
closed.
calling it nowadays?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway. Alright, anything else then? No?
Let's see. Can we talk about what was I going to talk about? Cass has shades apparently.
Cass has Shays.
They're doing a
Important.
Heritage Weekend.
Heritage Weekend. Steam everywhere.
Steam
It's like
everywhere.
next weekend. Or 2 weekends from now. It's during my graduation. That'd be a great graduation gift. I'm going to
That
Cass.
would be-
Bye, guys. Screw my party. I'm going to
Disney
Cass.
World.
Yeah.
Tornado's getting better.
Tornado is getting better.
Yay.
Yay, Tornado. That's an official report on what happened with Tornado. Alright, anyway.
That's good. She's a good engine.
We can
I love
save
her.
some of these things.
Yeah.
But the last thing that we have to cover on this wonderful show of ours. First of all, wait, was he the only person with a point? Did we give anybody else a point? Yeah, we did. We gave Eric a point for something. I can't remember what.
Yep.
I don't remember either.
That's what happens. We
because I
just-
talked about a board game on a train show.
Yeah, shame on you.
Eh.
You deserved it. All right, so let's play the fun game we like to call Latest Train on Amtrak. Everyone gets one guess. Do not look at the ASM Transit Docs map, and it does have to be an
Damn it.
Amtrak train, no Via Rail.
Oh, wait. So wait, how's this work?
You just take a guess at what the latest train
on
on
Amtrak is.
Yeah, what is the latest
Like
train
in
on
terms of
Amtrak?
time.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with the Southwest Chief.
Okay, we got one for the
Mhm.
Southwest Chief.
I gotta think. Here.
What direction?
Yeah,
Latest train on Amtrak.
West.
west.
Wait.
Okay.
What?
I'm gonna take a shot at northbound Coast Starlight.
All right, Northbound Coast Starlight.
Okay. Northbound Silver Star.
Northbound Silver Star. Oh, Silver Service is always a good one. You have a guess?
Me, I'm tied between knowing the on-time, on-time chances,
Yeah.
like being late chances on different railroads. Canadian National is the worst. So, wait, no,
That's the
CSX is the
Amtrak.
worst. So, no, I know, but on the trackage, I'm tied between the City of New Orleans and the Lakeshore Limited.
Oh, okay. So, I'll start with that. Lakeshore Limited, eastbound or westbound?
Give me westbound's usually terribly late.
Okay.
I can speak from
Westbound.
experience on that one.
Westbound number 49 is 56 minutes late at Syracuse.
Oh,
So
Sounds
damn.
about right.
not yeah, it sounds about right, but not that. Silver Star to Miami. Do we have a? Which one did you want? You wanted Silver's. You want
No,
northbound or
north.
southbound?
North.
Northbound. Oh, is there a Silver Star that's actually out right now? Oh no, Silver Star to New York on time at Jacksonville.
Okay.
Okay, what was one of the other guesses?
Southwest.
Chief.
Starlight.
Westbound.
Westbound Chief. That is the number 3. On time and
Wow.
on time. Oh wait, no, on time and 7 minutes late.
Wow.
Northbound Starlight. That's number 14, right?
Yep.
Oh, I just saw one. Did it just go off? I think one just reached its terminating point, but it was a little bit late.
Yeah.
But it was not that late. It was not that late. Latest train on Amtrak. Number 8. Eastbound Empire Builder. 8 hours, 45 minutes behind
Oh,
schedule.
I was going to guess that one too.
Wow.
8 hours. It picked up 5 hours of delay between Ephrata and Spokane.
How? How?
Whip. I know BN likes to hold up that train quite
I
a bit.
gotta wonder why. That's a lot of time.
That is.
It even at best case scenario, it'll get to Chicago 4.5 hours late. That's a long, long time.
Like,
Need to
my
be on that
God.
train.
Anyway, that's the latest train on Amtrak. And we'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Oh wait, no, we do have to do
Wait.
terminations.
Hold up.
Wait, hold on. We almost left without everybody.
What? Okay.
All right, now we're down here, right end of the line. Where are
We're
you?
pulling out
Bester?
this.
Yeah. All right, Bester, you have 2 points, so you get to say the first last words.
Hey yo, I'm just like my country. I'm young, scrappy, and hungry, and I'm not throwing away my shot. I'm gonna get a scholarship to King's
Yeah, I'm not
College.
typing all that.
Last words. No, I'll do something better. Life is terrible. Just
Life is
why?
terrible.
Just why?
Okay, there we go. Life is terrible. Awesome.
Just why? Yeah, but just why at the end.
Okay, Eric.
Mayo Mojoru.
What does that mean?
Honor will return.
Yeah, right. Okay. I'd like to say something poignant about Amtrak. Actually, you know what? I will. I was going to do hashtag save the sharks, but I'm going to put in what's currently my Skype status for this, which is Amtrak is not... Amtrak... Crap, I forgot what my Skype status is.
Amtrak is important not because it makes money, but because it does not.
Yeah, thank you.
There you go.
Not because it makes money, but because it does not.
Amtrak needs to be more like Via.
Amtrak needs to not
Amtrak needs to be
throw
like
away all
Via.
those things.
Needs to be more profitable, like Via. Via's
Yeah, well,
profitable.
Via runs only one long train. Well, two.
Two.
2 long trains anyway, so that'll...
Well, it's because their country's terrible.
It's because there's
That's
nothing
true.
out there.
Yeah. We
need
we
to
used
pick
to
up
have
the
two.
moose.
We used to run two, but then actually a lot of communities along the railroads have no connection to the outside world other than trains.
Yeah.
But Via used to run two long
Churchill.
distance. Yeah, actually yes. Via used to run 2 long distance trains, but then they cut one.
Did you already do your last word?
Yeah, no, we're supposed to
1991
stop
budget
talking
cuts
now.
because
Jader?
thank you Brian Mulroon. You're terrible.
Jader.
Hashtag all in.
Okay. I don't know that hashtag. Milky with...
Alexander Hamilton.
Is this the
Hamilton,
actual
just
song, or is
you
it like the...
wait.
No, it's the Jack's Films video.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if it was going to be that, or if it was going to be the polka version.
No, it's the better one.
Can bench 150 pounds, Alexander. Damn, he fit.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for coming on the show again, Pester. We will
Well, thank you,
see
Pester.
everyone in a couple of weeks.
Wait, I have one last thing to say to
No,
everyone.
you don't get to.
No, you don't.
Show's over.
everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.